Hello, how goes? How you doing, everybody? Starting up the tournament. Yo, I'm playing Nurgle today. We're Nurging it. Let me just do this. Let's see here. Since I started the tournament check-ins, so last minute. If we don't have 12 players, let's see here. The tournament might be extended plus 15 minutes. We'll update here in 15 minutes. All right. How goes? I'm playing against Corn as a Nurgle. Dang it. All right. All right, here we go. Yo. Let's see if we can win this. Map is Jade Tomb. Oh boy. All right. All right. So obviously we saw Outer Region win with Nurgle. It is now my attempt to win with Nurgle. Is it possible? I'm going to tell you guys right now. They seem like they have a little bit of teeth. This is my rough build that we're looking at. Kind of a main tidy style. A couple horsemen to have something to micro. But otherwise you just spam a bunch of infantry, kind of do build up. And you can heal with this little guy. I think with a build up, maybe. I'm gonna give it a hard maybe. Yeah, non-zero chance of victory. I like how you think. Oh boy. I do think they definitely have teeth. And if your opponent takes too much mobility, it can go real south. Plus, they're usually worried about not Wrathmongers. I'm worried about Wrathmongers. They're worried about the Noxbringer. So I think we can use that to our advantage today. At least that is the plan. We'll see. Nurgle beats Corn. Do you beat Corn with the Sick Mortis engine? I kind of just want to go vanilla build, but we'll see. I kind of just want to go vanilla build. Outer Region, though, with the confidence with Nurgle. I dare you to sign up today, or no, sign up a day when I'm not playing Nurgle. I wanna taste the suffering. Because if it's true, then I should rank Nurgle higher. Mayhaps I've been underrating them. Can go either way. I guess Korn doesn't really have the kite that a lot of other factions have. But all right. How we doing? So what, we have we got 8 players signed up. I forgot to set up the check-ins earlier, so people weren't able to check in early. This is kind of my bad. But I think we'll live. We'll live. Tomb King's playmaking units are way too expensive and counterable. Correct. Although I do think Nurgle has a fat weakness to a strong enough kite player. But I don't know. We've been seeing, like, if Charix can lose to a main tide in our last tournament, I think the same thing can happen here, right? Unless someone really knows what they're doing. I think it's very easy to lose to Nurgle, so that's what we're trying. Wish me luck. Ready? Good luck, have fun. If we can win this decisively, then maybe I'll change my mind about Nurgle. So I just copied Outer Region's build against Greenskins. You get your Chaos Lord with the damage flex. You got a bunch of debuffs. And then you got these guys with Cloud of Flies. -5 melee attack. You got the Forsaken with Cloud of Flies. It's pretty hype. We are going to see a couple horsemen here, but that's okay. A Wrathmonger core, a Hellforged Bellows. I wonder if it makes sense to just play Super Keep away from it. Do I even need to summon in horsemen? Because, like, There's no way one Marauder Horseman's actually going to be able to kill these guys, right? Like, I think Pestigors actually trade into Horsemen 1-1. So you can't really afford that too well. We got a little squad here. And then, I think we just play safe. I think we just play safe. Call me crazy. And the way this build works, by the way, is you just start with a bunch of cheap stuff. So if they shoot you a bunch, you don't really care. Then once they're out of ammo, then you get the more expensive stuff. I brought a unit you can't use. What? Worshippers of the Crow? I don't think they're the make or break here, right? Obviously, the playstyle is very much what you were doing. Although this hero squad has been around for a little while. But yeah, we're just gonna play it nice and safe. Nothing too crazy. Hold the point, and then we're good. We'll be in turns. These 1-2 rapid fire for you. No problem, man. No problem. At some point, when I am a little less busy with life. Interesting that we're not really seeing a lot of shooting at all, though. Like, he's really not making use of his skirms. And I believe the more we build up here, the more of an advantage we get. So, I might as well just do the build-up. Do the little dirty build-up. Filthy Nurgle build-up. I use spells, but then I don't get my healing, so it's not exactly worth it. I just want to make sure he doesn't capture this point. And that's relatively easy. With this many single entities, life is chill. He doesn't have a lot to defend this point either. So I think we'll be able to get in there. And will we get the charge? Kaizek is decently fast, but one horseman volley can really mess you up if you're not careful. I'm just trying to drain a bit of his ammo, because when the fight gets going, it's all about them infantry. I do have some chosen here, by the by. I think they're great. And yeah, he's just sitting comfortable on the 2-cap. Now, I do think I have to fight sooner, because Khorne's a very fighty faction. They're happy to just sit there, relax, and chill. But what do I want? What are these guys? Marauders. Marauders. So pretty chumpy overall. I think if I just spam the Forsaken here, it's fine. And I think I will. I think that's what we're doing. Let's pull that trigger real quick. We're gonna debuff Skull Taker. Give him a hard time. And then we're gonna go ham. So rule of thumb, you want to have an excessive amount of capture weight to steal points. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, he actually got damage on Kaizek. This guy. But yeah, you kind of want an excess of capture weight. That part is very important. I'm just going to ignore the Wrathmongers, because obviously they are the strongest dudes, right? Wouldn't want to get Wrathmonged. Alright, here we go. But I should be able to steal that point. I should be able to take this over here. Now we do cast a Stream of Corruption, now that most of my guys are actually in the grind. The Wrathmongers, yeah, we're just gonna straight up ignore. In the meantime, my infantry are doing pretty well. Should be able to get on this point soon. Just gotta keep this guy a little further back so we don't die. We might just debuff the dual weapons. I don't think that's actually the best choice, but I think it's good enough. And here we make our play. So you can see I've already got that sweet, sweet triple cap action going on, right? At least almost, with these guys routing off. What does that mean? What does that mean? Time pressure is on my opponent, right? They either gotta kill me or they gotta steal my points. But how do you kill a guy? How do you kill a man when you have a whole Wrathmonger doing nothing? Because I can just straight up ignore them. Just pay them no attention. Everyone's all worried about Wrathmongers. It's okay. Just walk away. And they should be no problem whatsoever. Then I'll just use my horsemen to bully them. They might shove me off the point, but now that I have the horsemen here, it's real problematic. And we can begin our long journey over here. And then I'm just going to summon more infantry, because I kind of just want to stall them out. Slow them a bit, why don't we? And this army really just... The skirmishers are a little bit too much, right? Nurgle's just really good at fighting in the pits. And when you don't have a very fighty army to begin with, well, that's cause for some concern, ain't it? Oh, I shouldn't have cast both spells at the same time. A little bit of a misplay, but I think we're fine. Let's just keep delaying the Wrathmongers, though. He's gonna go for this point, but I think we're good. I think we're absolutely ripping his face off. With the vanilla build, too. Oh my gosh, look at that. Debuffs for days. Buffs for days. We got the damage reflect going. I guess technically a little bit of anti-synergy, but we're fine. And the Wrathmongers are weeping, man. They're absolutely weeping. Poor guys are gonna get no value. 5 kills, 58 gold worth of value. Disappointing, man. Very disappointing. And my guys over here are just chilling. They heal a ton. Not a problem in the slightest. You can see how lackluster these guys are too, by the way. Have not paid for themselves at all. And that's just because we went man-tied. We went man-tied, and a pretty good man-tied at that. We will need to test this out, though, against more opponents. But it's a good start. It's a good start. I'd say I'm overall happy with how this is panning out. Where's the Skull Taker at? Bada bing, bada boom. Are we gonna kill him with the Beast of Nurgle? Oh my gosh, not like this. Skull Taker, no! Not like this! He's like the strongest lord in the game, dying to a Beast of Nurgle. Sad. How do Monger straight into Chosen? Probably well enough where I do not want that to happen. Oh, he's just dead. Oh! He ain't dead yet! I'm gonna slow him. This is still bugged, by the way. The ability doesn't spread, but him being too slow will actually break his leadership. Because faster and stronger enemies are nearby. Who would have guessed that Nurgle, of all factions, would give the faster unit nearby debuff? Oh, it's glorious. Glorious. No dogs to change. I kind of want to get dogs in this build, but it really plays differently than how the build is supposed to be played, so yeah, I guess I have changed, man. This is what the tournament life has done to me. But I can't resist the power, man. I got a 4K value lead with the Nurgs. With the Nurgs? Oh my gosh, dude. He really misplayed the Wrathmonger, so ideally they should have been here, but what can you do? Hell cannon down, let's go. Nerf Nurgle. I think that would be hilarious. Hey, here's Chosen, let's go. Nurgle nerf? Why the kick in the shins? Why? GG. Alright. Good start. Good start. Alright. And looks like we have a good amount of signups. Okay. Displayed on the leaderboard. Okay. So many hit points. It is kind of absurd. These guys have 10,000. It's crazy that zombies can have so much more, but decent fighters these Marauders are. Skull Cannon only barely paid for itself. Horsemen did not pay for themselves. Wrathmonger got... We outmiked with the Wrathmongers. And yeah, in melee, it's just an uptrade. Dang. Surprise, surprise. I will say the main tiding does let you get into melee pretty well. And the Kaizek Lord combo is insane. Mega value. But we have scarier opponents to test our metal against. Who will be next? We will see. Alright, back to catching up on messages. Beyond All Reason. My response on Beyond All Reason? It sounds like there's drama. I think it's a fun game. I've been playing some 1v1s and 2v2s. So like turns hit me up, I hit turn up. We play a couple twos. I lose my lord, and then everything dies. The good stuff. The good stuff. But yeah, I've been getting some 1v1 wins. I would say it's fun. It's like a solid RTS. I like RTSs. It's interesting though because it has Warhammer Total War micro. There is drama? No, there isn't. I think it's just the way the question was worded. But yeah, the way it works is like very much Total War-esque, where you can dodge missiles and all that. So that feels very familiar. And then the RTS components are very StarCraft-esque, right? You know, you got workers, you got structures. I would say it's solid. I don't know if it's gonna be better than like StarCraft. I think it has a lot going for it. But yeah, beyond all reason, this is the game. Apparently a spiritual successor to Total Annihilation. Patch next week will fix the spreading. Yes, I saw. CA put a Reddit post up. Let me see if I can open that up. Reddit Total War Reddit. All right, let's see if we can squeeze all this information in. So this is on the Reddit. It's all public news. I'm not gonna get wrecked for showing this, right? Let's see here. What are we looking at? Okay. Alright, so this is the post. Hello, everyone. We're closing Warhammer. No, we're good. Let's see here. Yeah, we're recategorizing hotfix 7.0.4 as patch 7.1 with the planned release date of February 10th. So basically what they're saying is that this is going to be more than a hotfix, this next patch. Oh, I got my next opponent. Empire for Hire, okay. But yeah, they're saying it's going to be, you know, more substantial. Although they're just kind of renaming the patch system. And then they listed some fixes that they're going to do. So the Nurgle army abilities, apparently cockatrices, you couldn't recruit them before. You should be able to now. Some Masquedance switching shenanigans. Just some nice bug fixes. And then, let's see here. Hopefully some multiplayer changes, though it wasn't mentioned. It also sets up for changes to how we approach patches. And yeah, basically they're doing quality of life improvements, which I've been complaining about for a while. I don't know if that'll delay other releases, but quality of life will be good. Quality of life would be great. Alright, we got Empire for Hire. But yeah, that's basically it. They're gonna do a bunch of that, rename the thing. I'm just excited that we're getting anything sometime soon. Actually, in like a week, right? They basically just said patches in a week. Pretty crazy. Oh, the Kislev? Okay, this should be good for me. The Blood Grove. I think this build should be able to beat Kislev, right? Surely. What if he goes the Mega Beast? You know, SC Blob Kislev. Can I beat that? I guess we'll see. Beyond all reason, looks a lot more slow paced than StarCraft, at least in the early game. Let's see here. Really hard to tell, because I was low master StarCraft, as Turin often says. Fix the rogue idle bug. Yeah, there's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of bugs. Like the Dreadmaw still doesn't unburrow properly when resummoned, but yeah, beyond all reason, is it slower than StarCraft? I think it probably is in the first few minutes in a 1v1. Team games, I would say it tends to ramp up pretty fast because people want to get units out as soon as possible. But yeah, I think it's solid though. Like it's just a fun game to play. But I don't know if it'll like take over the channel though. What's a rogue idol bug? I believe if you summon it in, the army-wide leadership effect that it gives to your units doesn't trigger. It's pretty messed. It's pretty messed. Speaking of bugs, that Chaos Dwarf bug. Did I add that to the bans? It should be part of the bans, yeah. Chalice of Blood and Darkness. It triggers if any enemy unit is in the range of when a spell is cast. When an enemy spell is cast. So yeah, that's pretty busted, right? We just go back to pre-nerf Chaos Dwarves, which I don't think were a big problem, but bug is a bug. Anyways, I'm just excited for the new patch. I wonder if Turin's going to have like a Total Tavern update for that too. That would be hype. I'd love a new Total Tavern. Got yeah, sent for a new channel, Anticity Bar. I would if I felt like this channel was really, you know, like going super crazy. But right now I'm kind of just coasting when it comes to the streaming and the content creation. I haven't uploaded a video in over a month. And that's just because I'm still busy. I'm just always busy. It's hard to get videos in at the same time. But that's a me problem. You guys don't have to worry about nothing. Chaos Dwarves kind of needed the healing item to win. Weren't a lot of Chaos Dwarf players not using that item? Or no, they were, right? On like the Foot Lords. Anyways, I don't know if they need that to win. I think I've seen a lot of Chaos Dwarf players doing other stuff. All right. So we got the Kislev. Kislev, I see. So how do I want to do this? Generally speaking, right? The build-up seems to be the pro strat when it comes to the nerds. So maybe I just stick with that. Ready, good luck, have fun. So I'm not even gonna go for this. I'm just gonna go hard build-up and then just death push them, because apparently Nurgle's pretty good at that. The snow has been not as bad because currently I live in an apartment, so no shoveling, and I work from home, so no driving. So I don't really have to worry about the outside world at all, but just a lot of other stuff, just a whole bunch of other stuff. Stream highlights would go hard. I think stream highlights are good. There's definitely some space to make some shorts, but I feel like there's better places to make use of my time right now. Oh, I guess I should have moved out with these guys. I'll rank that as a tiny misplay, but yeah. Now, Empire for Hire said that apparently they have a build that is even scarier. I wonder if they're going to save it for if I beat them here, and then we make it to semis. Then maybe they'll whip out the true Demon Kislev build. And then we get Wreckarood. I don't know. But first things first, basics of stall strategies. You push out when your opponent gets 500 tickets. You want to be pushed out at like 450-ish. So you start getting onto the point at around that time. That way you're sitting pretty chill. Yeah, that way everything's pretty chill. Because you put point pressure, but like they're not actually just going to win on tickets. You definitely don't want your opponent to just randomly win on tickets. Is he really just going to leave Fire at Will on? Like I could be microing slightly better. Here, let me micro slightly better then. Shoot me. Shoot me. Use your very, very low amount of ammunition on Kaizek. Kaizek guttural screams for life. I do fancy myself a fairly high APM player. We can do the dodges, though technically any campaign player worth their salt can do this too. It's not like this dodging is beyond comprehension, right? It's literally I'm walking left and right, and we got half the ammo done on those guys. We got a little bit of a free pickings on this dervish. Maybe we can get some friendly fire. I could push for this point, but I think I'll just save it for later because he doesn't know my pestigores are there. Honestly, I think he's gonna get wrecked, man. I think he shouldn't have gone easy on me. I think this guy is memeing too close to the sun. Now, this, of course, it could be a very intentional play. Oh, he has something that can kill Chosen. Oh my god, he's like dead times a million. But yeah, I do wonder how that plays out. Why go easy, man? Unless he thinks my Nurgle's actually that bad, in which case, you know what? Fair, but I suspect he's saving his build for later. That's my best guess. We did manage to drain a little bit of free ammo there. See, tickets are super slow for my opponent, by the way. This is really good for us. Because he's not going to be able to resummon his units very easily. Which I think is amazing. And he's just going to hail... Oh my goodness, that's a waste of a hailstorm, man. What are you doing that did like 0 damage? Pestigores have missile resist? I think hailstorm technically counts as missile damage. I'm going to say right now. He's flubbing. If I still lose this, Nurgle truly is the worst faction known to man. But... he's flubbing real bad right now. That's all I gotta say. I don't have to push for another little bit too. But yeah, maybe he's lulling me into a false sense of security. Let's not get overconfident. Actually, what if that's the play, right? This is his good build. And what he's actually doing is he's taking advantage of the fact that I get freakishly overconfident all the time. That would actually be crazy. That would be the biggest plays you've ever seen. I think we're gonna be pushing out soon, though. Is he gonna dervish charge this? I would say that's a bad idea. Definitely gonna get one of these guys in. Okay, he's gonna cast a Miska. Who would have guessed? Alright, well, now that he's taken the fight, I guess I might as well. Oh, no, that's just Boris's Mortis engine thingy. That's fine. Alright, time to spam the boys. Get them all in. Get the Forsaken in. There's the Miska. It's okay, though. If I can just collapse on his position, we're good. He's actually quite out of position, so maybe these Pestigores can get in. How's my little hero squad? They doing alright? If I can get the damage reflect once he charges in, I think he's just mega boned. So let's go ahead and get that activated. We're gonna debuff these guys. Give them a very lackluster charge on my boys. And then Pestigores coming out of the woodwork is the play. Does Stream of Corruption knock down archers? Because that would certainly help us out. Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. I think we lured him in. I think he was baited into a false sense of security. This feels really bad for him. Gets a fairly good Searing Doom, but it's on infantry. It's not exactly an amazing situation. And yeah, I don't fancy the Kislevites right now. We're gonna have another Stream of Corruption here. It's gonna heal up all of my forces. Yeah, he really just took a fight against me on the far end of the map. There's no way unless Nurgle's truly garbage, but I don't know, it's kind of a suboptimal build too. I don't want to say it because if I'm wrong, it's super BM. But it does feel like he's throwing to scout my build. That's the vibe I'm getting. Either that or I lose and it's just hilarious, but We'll see. We must not get overconfident. The middle line actually isn't going nearly as well as I would hope for. Though value trading is obviously amazing for us, so I don't think we have to worry too much. But yeah, let's just focus on not getting overconfident, and then I think we'll be okay. Get the horseman here. He's gonna hunker down on this last point, but I'm gonna win on a 2-cap. So really not much to worry about. I might be able to catch Boris if I'm lucky. My army abilities, they don't spread, by the way, so I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do on that front. You know, maybe I'll glorious rot these guys. But yeah, as long as I use my horsemen here, there's really no way he's ever gonna trade up. I thought my lord was on Boris. I think it was Kaizek. Well, little misplay. Just a tiny little misplay. That's only like the best ability. That's only like the best ability in the entire build. But it's okay. Boris is about to get thumped. Beating him up. Beat him up. Dude, the Chosen, where they at? I don't even know where the Chosen are. I forgot about them. Oh, no deaths. Now, they are taking forever to kill the armored Cossars, but impressive nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get that stream of corruption. Now, I haven't actually captured the points, but he fought so far forwards to hold on to them that it doesn't really matter. Because we're just going to win by... We're just going to win via army trade here, right? At the end of the day, this is less of a Nurgle victory, more of a build-up main tide victory. Dang, look how tanky these guys are. How's the Beast of Nurgle doing? Reducing his melee attack by a lot. Boris. He's biting the dust, people. And there we go. Very nice. And now I just spam Forsaken. I got some healing if I really want to keep some guys alive. Monstrous units, by the way, really don't like melee attack debuffs. They really don't like melee attack debuffs. Yo, how short is that heal? 4 seconds. Wow, that's really short. But yeah, they generally have really low melee attack. Good charge bonus. And most of the damage just comes from the charge. So if you debuff them, it's all good. Tickets might look bad, by the way, but it's not actually a problem. Because I know... This is a common misplay, by the way, that you see with a lot of people. They see the tickets and they get worried. But realistically, if I really had to secure this point right now, I could get it, right? I just gotta bring a couple horsemen, Kaizek, and my single entities. And then there's nothing you can do. I guess I'll glorious rot these guys. I will say I do like the army ability spam here. That's pretty nice. Tickets schmickets, yeah. Who needs them? Everyone's all about them tickets. And for what? For what, I say? Devastating loss. Devastating loss. GG, well played. I'd say that went super well. Killing Boris was amazing. We got sick spells. And yeah, the Ice Guard just don't really have armor piercing. They just don't really have that armor piercing. And the Zargard get countered by my spells. And this build really gives Cavalry a hard time, I'm finding. Sorry, Empire, but I need my next opponent. Here we go. Alric. Alright. What's he playing? Nothing. Alright. Nurgle. What's your 3? Alrighty. You really miss on insane OP strat? What's this? The Fury plus Overcast reflectability on any cav in the game? Hello. Yeah, people talk about that all the time. The reason it looks good is because people do it in a vacuum. It's very hard to get it to work exactly how you want. All right, Alric, just double checking that this counts for leaderboard. I think he wants to qualify for the grand finals. Norska Beastmen Slanesh. Yeah, he wants to qualify. Now, we could still Nurg him, alright? I'll play versus Beastmen. Imagine you're tryharding, trying to get into top 16, and you lose to Nurgle. Think about it, man. The pain train. I can send him reeling. If I don't lose. Which, well, we'll see. I think I think out of region beat Beastmen, right? The other day. So like easy peasy lemon squeeze. You're surprised there weren't any sleds? I think that's the build. That's his more filthy build. Like if he's tryharding. People might want to hold back against me until they get to the emotional damage. Nurgle OP, don't get him nerfed out of region. Let's get him. Nurgle has to be top tier for at least 1 day. All right, I don't care how OP they get. Just give them 1 day, please. But yeah, no sleds. I do think the real builds will come out once we hit semifinals, though. Either that or I'm just good, or Nurgle's just amazing. It doesn't feel like I'm microing that much. Though I think the tactics are on point today. Feeling pretty good there. You asked too much. The what? Nurgle being OP for 1 day? Come on, man. I think if CA, I think they might have been top. They were almost top tier during the pre-release, but Domination was a completely different game mode back then. But yeah, we did have a Kugath meta. That was kind of crazy. But aside from that, what would they need to be truly OP nowadays? I think if Chaos Knights were good. If Chaos Knights were as good as Hellstriders. Excuse me. I think Nurgle would actually be a pretty strong faction. But like 1400 is so much. But like literally, if you look at vampire counts, what do they have? I guess they have corpse carts. Those help out a lot with the Manti blob. The Nurglings. The Nurglings are definitely underpowered. Compared to Empire Spearmen, they are nothing. Empire Spearmen hold the line forever and destroy cavalry. Nurglings die really quickly to crumbling, and they get shredded, absolutely shredded by cavalry. I think they gotta increase the mass of Nurglings by like 10,000. And then you have pigback riders, right? You see what I'm saying? Pigback riders are insane. They actually have... Okay, maybe not infinite mass, but them getting knocked over, it kind of fake increases their mass. Which is good. Which is insane. Good luck, have fun. Alright, Ulrich Wall. This is your shot to get a tournament win. But you're gonna have to get through the Nurg first. The Nurgin time. Hopefully he spams a bunch of Centaurs, and then the Manti build-up just deletes his face. Nurgle back riders, is that a real thing? It sounds like maybe, but not quite. But yeah, Empire Spearmen are probably the best 350 gold infantry in the game. Alright, here we go. So what's the play? Beastmen are pretty scary, but they actually don't have the best infantry in the game. In the world. They don't have really good infantry at all. Outside of Bestigors. Essentially everything else loses to my guys. And Bestigors, they might even down trade versus the Pestigors. If they take Pestigors, which is trading evenly. And then everything else dies. Slongors, slightly different thing though. I think Slongors will be annoying. So it's probably imperative that I stream of corruption though, right? Most likely. Also, I forgot to change the win counter. There we go. I think Nurgle units greet each other like, what's up? Oh my gosh, no, Beast Chicken, not like that, man. Oh my goodness. Also nice, skirmishers. That's very good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take some space here. We'll hold the point. We all know they talk like Kaizik, by the way. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the point. We might get a few shots in, but I really don't think it's too problematic. We're gonna see a chariot. Okay. Alright. So I want, you know, I actually want him to get fewer tickets, right? So I should abandon the point and instead flee to the trees. Now I'm gonna have to push out sooner rather than later, but that's okay. His skirmish damage is not that high. I just gotta figure out how to deal with these chariots here. What's his magic? Unknown. Unknown to me. Can I stall this though? At the end of the day, we're just pushing when he has 400 tickets. That's the gist of it, more or less. Oh, I'm accidentally gonna capture this point. Well, I guess a few tickets ain't the end of the world. Did he just friendly fire his dudes? Actually, this is such a good stream of corruption target. Might as well just chuck it out, right? Even though I don't get the army-wide heal. We have lots of magic to spare. Kaizik screaming in my eardrums. That's how we like it when we play Nurgle. And then I'm just gonna save on my unit summons because there's no point really yeah, getting in there now. He's gonna get a pretty decent charge, but then he takes 1,000,000 damage back. Kind of disappointing for those Centaurs. That actually ends up being a slight down trade for him. That's gonna be painful though. Is that a purple sun? Wow, it's a good thing I dodged. Yeah, and we just want to abandon that location because purple sun hurts. It's drifting to the left. It's drifting to the left. Pull back. All right, we're good though. So he's down to purple sun. That's solid. He doesn't know that I have units to push for this point. I think what we want, since he has the perp, since he's got that there purple sunnage, I think what we want, there's a lot of cavalry. Yeah, it's probably the Forsaken Maxim, right? Get a whack load of Forsaken, maybe get a couple Marauders. And we're just gonna walk them up. And then once they get there, that's when we'll push forwards. Oh, it's off one Marauder, that's really not a big deal. I obviously don't get much of a forest benefit, by the way. I'm just here because it protects me versus the missiles. But value trading wise, it ain't too bad. Especially since he's down a bit of magic. I should be able to just charge these guys in the face if they decide to charge me. And I'll take 2 points. Third point can wait. I don't think I'm in a big rush for that. And then we'll see how these chariots do. I do kind of wonder, what if I brace against them? Does that do anything? Crap. Too slow on the draw there. He's microing. A guy's microing very hard. I will be able to catch a Centaur though. It's pretty good. I wish I had my damage reflect here, but it's okay. Alright, let's get our Beast of Nurgle going. Alright, how good is your Cav cycle charging? I got a lot of dudes. This is a mega blob though. I gotta really peel out of there. Okay. Yeah, cycle charging is okay, but it's not like ending me. Which is all that truly matters, right? Then the point stealing shall begin. So we're just gonna get our Marauders in here. I'm gonna surround these guys. And all my guys are injured, so that means my healing is going to be amazing, right? And we're gonna get some Pestigors here. Gonna send them in. Very nice. Then we're gonna get that sweet damage reflect on all these guys, because they're all in terrible, terrible combat right now. It's, yeah, random stream of corruption for the heals. Alright, let's see how this goes. Damage reflect is doing good. A lot of cav cycle charging, I must say. That's a purple sun on a Pestigore. I am going to partial dodge it though, so I guess it's not too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna get an okay partial dodge. I'll take it. This point is secured too. And we're starting to push him back on this front. I think we'll just get a horseman here to kill the chariot. And then the middle point over here. As soon as I clear out these spears, I think that is going to help out our situation a lot. But you can see he's starting to be a little bit more pressed for micro. I'm gonna slow down these guys. And yeah, he's just not really well, okay, he is microing really well. But it's not as clean as it could be. At least that's what we're aiming for. Unfortunately though, I'm gonna need a triple cap for a few seconds. That means my push overall was slightly slow. But the healing is not bad. This point will go down. As you can see, I just have a thick tide of dudes. They're doing great. And we got a capture point. Solid. Okay, ain't too bad. And then I guess I'm going to start spamming horsemen. I don't really want to summon more beasts of Nurgle. I don't think that's really worth. His cavalry are suffering though. Alright, how's my caster doing? They're doing alright. We got another route here, that's good. Alright, so since this is going to be a long one, I really have to worry about just trading. I just have to trade. If I start down trading crazy here, that could just be a loss condition. So it's very important that we don't have that happen. He's gonna fake some charges. I won't respect that. My horsemen are doing okay at least. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna park on this point. Let's reduce the charge bonus. It's a weird one. I actually don't know how this plays out right now. Let's see here. Oop. Damage flecked. There you go. So that's gonna hurt him real bad. He does get another purple sun though on a very juicy blob of my dudes there, so that's gonna be a little painful. But this left point's looking a little softened up at least. How the Forsaken doing though? A little worse for wear, I'd say. Just a wee bit. I'm gonna need to use this for healing. I don't know if we're gonna make it, guys. This is going to be a little sketchy. The cav control was good. Ulrich Rahl pretty spooky. But we're gonna counter punch pretty hard. So in this game I do care about the points, by the way. Points do matter this time around. Oh, he's gonna get the mass route though. Oh, that's brutal. That's very brutal. Alright. But I do manage to secure a point. He manages to hold on to the double cap though. And that's very bad for me, I'd say. I'd say that's nearly atrocious. Atrocious levels of in terms of the situation at hand. I do still have my skirmishers here, but this is gonna be rough. I think I needed more Forsaken. Oh yeah, Furies here would not be bad. Just Tekken versus the Beastmen. I did just go the vanilla build. I kind of wanted to stress test it. Come on, beat him up. Run, my poor caster. He's gonna have to just chuck out all the spells. Caster's dead though. Dang it. I think I should have just blobbed up on one point maybe. Maybe taking the horseman sooner so he can't cycle charge me as much. I got to pull back the value a little bit, but we were always on the back foot for the whole game. GG, well played. First loss, but only one is not the end of the world. I can work with this. Well played though. Well played. Ulrich Rahl. He punched through. Purple Sun was pretty cool on this guy. Nurgle top tier yet? I feel like it was winnable. Considering this is Ulrich Rahl on Beastmen, I think Nurgle has teeth, but they're not like perfect just yet. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Big B's on Wood Elves. All right. What that game tells me, though, is if I want to beat better players, I'll probably have to change the build slightly. Fine by me. Yo. I can live with that. And we're on Dried Floodplain again. What are the odds? Alrighty. Let's do this. Redemption. My opponent is playing Wood Elves. Obviously, we want to spam shields, right? Though, does anyone know if Pestigor is a good versus Wood Elves? Isaac and my guy can't catch a Beast Lord. There's too much Cav support. He was pretty safe the whole time. 2-1 though. Alright, so if it's Wood Elves, I think we do just want insane shields. Wood Elves are going to be a scary faction, by the way, but at least Dried Floodplain gives me a little bit of cover. Yes, Furies are good here. Yes, very true, very true. Y'alls are correct. I'm not going to skimp out on Furies this time. You can believe that. I might even take the doggos. So they don't really work super well with the main tide in general. Let's see here. You kind of want a lot of shield so you don't get shot. Warriors are weird though. They're so slow that they'll just get flanked and shot anyways. So maybe I do stick with the Pestigors. As much as I have been worried, I can see them actually getting some work done. 20 gold extra. Oh my gosh, I'm being ripped off. Yeah, against Wood Elves, I think the dogs have potential to be like a super solid late game summon. I probably don't need that extra piece of Nurgle. I probably don't need the Chosen. And honestly, Forsaken will get the job done for most Wood Elf problems. So I think that's a solid enough main tidy. Man Tide Nation. I just need to squeeze out 20 more gold somewhere. Broccoli Fangirl said the Demon Prince is unironically pretty good versus Beastmen. Is it the Terror? This build doesn't have Terror. I think there's improvements to be made versus Beastmen for sure. Oh yeah, Plague Bearers. Yeah, they're not bad versus Beastmen because they don't have normal archers. Dang. Alright. For next time. My build is now balanced appropriately. Okay. 800 gold left. That's enough for a Beast of Nurgle, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't falling to that filth. Yeah, I think as soon as we get a, an updated build versus Beastmen, it's fine. All right. We'll find them again in the semis. Really, I thought the Axlors wouldn't do that much versus Plague Bearers. I could be wrong though. I guess if I was playing Beastmen and I had a bunch of skirmishers, I'd be fine if I saw Plague Bearers. How are the standings, by the way? We are not bad. I'm currently 4th place, so if I can just win my next couple matches, everything's good. Just had a thought, not seen any Lizardmen in a while. Faction dead. I think you've just been barely missing them. A lot of people have been playing Lizardmen. Though, I would say they are one of the less popular factions for sure. Alright, let's do it. Ready. Good luck, have fun. It is time. Big B's. Give me a worst. The idea is very simple. Capture a point with the hero squad, build up, and then face push them. I think my face push has to come at about the 400 ticket mark, though. As we saw in the Beastmen game. My forces move very slowly. So, yeah. What we got? Spellcaster has Melkoths. Honestly, Melkoths is a really bad versus build. Unless he's willing to use it on the doggos. We got some Glade Guard spam. Nothing too crazy. If anything, that, I think build-up is stronger versus the Glade Guard spam. So, I don't think we have to worry that much. I would say we are in a decent position. Furies, you might think Furies are good versus these guys, but they tend to get countercharged and killed. Furies are actually much better against the cavalry here. Because the cavalry are kind of glass cannon-y. First things first, are we going to see a misplay? No. They fear the stream of corruption. So we got a little bit of respect coming from my opponent here. A little bit of respect. Maybe too much. They might actually give this point up if they're not careful. But they've given up point number 3, as they're much less mobile. This ain't the Beastmen Moby Max, right? So, I think we're doing alright. Now, where are these archers gonna shoot? Are you gonna take some pot shots on my dudes? Are you gonna friendly fire your own dryads? The answer is yes! Oh, man, the predictive targeting on these range units is so good. Oh, free damage on the dryads. I still got it. Bully them some more. Just keep friendly firing. Trust me, this is it. So far, this match is feeling much better than the last. Them Cav cycle charges were nasty, nasty. But here, I've already worked my way through at least a little bit of these dryads. If they attack Kaizek, they're just gonna take a ton of damage. A couple Deepwood scouts show up. I don't think that's really a big issue, as we can dodge them. Of course, of course. Oh wait, this is an amazing stream of corruption. Give me that. Partial dodge, but then we get a pretty nice hit over there. Worth it, even if we don't really max out the heal. These guys aren't really gonna die this battle either. You can see Fire at Will is turned off, which is even more funny, because now I can just cycle charge them. This is what you call the SC abuse. It's not actually abuse, but when it comes to squeezing out value off these guys, this is so free. Yeah, Furies used to cost less. Now they are a little bit more on the expensive side. Really just letting these dryads get cycle charged. Gets one shot, waste the volley though. Love to see it. We're gonna need to push out soon though. I should think about getting units over here. I'll do it at yeah, like 350 or something. Because he's really spreading out for the streams of corruption. Doesn't want that to hit him again. He felt how painful it was previously. Now I'd go into the trees here, but a cavalry play would actually be pretty bad for me. Woo, even got a partial dodge there on the Deepwood scouts. Alright, and now I think we've waited enough. So when the Forsaken get here, I'm going to summon the Pestigors, and then we're going to go for it. That's the plan. And then, yeah, and then we'll just death march him. I should be able to take a lot of points here. So I should start thinking about maybe fanning out a bit. I guess the Forsaken should have gone there because of the high mass. He's going to have to turn on Fire at Will again, which is going to be a little awkward for him. And I want to Stream of Corruption the front line first and foremost. Trying to figure out what to do with these Wild Hunters. I think we do want a... I think we do want a Fury to support these guys. And so begins the Death March. Everybody's coming in. He won't be able to get great target priority. He's going to misplay like this. Potentially get some War Dancer damage. Yeah. Got a little bit of War Dancer damage in there. And then I just got to assign my attacks. I can do this in advance while we push forwards. We're going to charge them Wild Riders that are slightly lagging behind. And then if I just keep spamming Furies here, I think he's just dead. I'm going to avoid these guys real quick. Don't really want to fight them. Why would I do that when I can simply not? In fact, I might even be able to surround them. That would be not bad. Very nice. We're gonna get another stream of corruption. You can see the damage is very high, but I gotta get into the cookie jar. That's what this little force is up to. They're my cookie jar force. They're there just to kind of punch in. We got the capture point. It's good. But value trading. Value trading, we're gonna have to wait a sec. It is good now, but I don't know if that's gonna swing in his favor soon. What I do really want to do, though, is use the dogs to start cleaning up random fools. I think the dogs absolutely can get some work done. Forsaken are super good on the flank, by the way. They're basically cavalry. With all the mass that they have. They do very well. Very nice. And then I want to get into this blob and use that sick ability that my lord has. The damage reflect. You see the dryads, though, are really starting to suffer. My left flank, though, not nearly as good. But all this chaos is buying me space for my dogs to really just pop off and go ham. So it can't be that bad, right? It can't be that bad. There you go. Dogs have cleaned up one unit. There's our ability triggered. And then I'm going to, yeah, just start spamming Furies. I'll let that spear unit overextend. I don't mind if they do that. Value trading is still in our favor. That's good. This game is far from a done deal, though. But I think with these dogs getting in, and probably many of my units rallying, I think we'll be okay. He only has Malkots, too. You gotta remember that. The only thing that worries me a bit is that my SCs are just really high HP. It means that I didn't really make a lot of value with them. And they're kind of inflating my value right now. I don't like that. Plus the dogs are taking a little bit of damage. I also don't like that. We're gonna get a decent stream of corruption, though. Ticket-wise, it ain't the worst. Okay, we're gonna get some Furies in here. I just gotta kill off his cavalry. It's faltering, though. I'm not gonna lie. It is faltering. If even slightly. Sure, let's see if we can catch these Wild Riders, though. I think if I catch them, I think life just becomes way better for us. Just gonna fly directly above. Unfortunately, the Furies keep leashing back into combat. Dang it. They're hella leashing. I can't even tell them to attack anything. Oh. Brutal. No complaints, though. We have a match to win. And I think we're going to do that with our SEs. I have a bunch of dudes here. And you can see the double cap. By pushing out slightly sooner, we're able to take advantage of the double cap. So even if my opponent does start pulling a bit of a lead, we still win on the 2 points that we do have. So that certainly buys me a lot of time. So Furies can get in there. Alright, getting a Lord beatdown going. That's good. Gonna get a massive stream of corruption over here. The cavalry's probably gonna die. Overall, I'd say it's an alright position. Beast of Nurgle's just gonna be a capture weight token. Power of being indestructible will do well. And if I get a Lord snipe, then we're golden. Don't know if that'll happen, but that's what we're aiming for. You can see, though, I'm really starting to run out of units, though. All my money is in my SEs. Now, the Lord is getting blitzed, but everybody's routing, man. Everybody and the mother is running for the hills. Now, the Lord will die. They will be resummoned, though. However, by catching up on tickets during that big old grind, now look at the situation. Feast your eyes on the world we find ourselves in now. Is this not an okay position? Okay, maybe it's not the best position. Especially these guys routing off. That ain't too pretty. But it's actually not the worst. I got my Marauder Horsemen over here. They're chilling. My SE core is indestructible, apparently. It's not exactly perfect, alright? Don't give me too much credit. But, yeah, I think if the SE core can just uber cook for the next, like, 50 years, I think we might be okay. Definitely gonna need to get the Furies in here, though. I'm gonna need to do some of these guys. Kaiser has a lot of regenerating to do. I would kill to replace my hero core with a bunch of single entities, but whatevs. Alright, I think he's just waiting for me to charge in with these Furies. We're not gonna give that to him, obviously. Ah, no, this is looking bad. Who needs an army? I got a bunch of single entities. Surely they kill it. I'm gonna park him here so I can resecure the point. You see, he really wants to get in there. With the second wave of Furies, though, it ain't too bad. Is Kaiser getting sniped by a Waystalker? How's he so low all of a sudden? That ain't good. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. What the crap? That's just a Deepwood Scout, bro. Alright, Kaiser sucks. No! No! Alright, here we go. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Alright, I still got my hero squad here. I just gotta secure this point in, like, right now. I think if I can do that, I'll have a chance. I'm gonna have my little ability, and I'm gonna have this guy. If I can just get this point, alright, it's actually not the worst. Damage reflect is on. This is the perfect circumstance. Everyone's been talking about it, right? Where you get the sick damage reflect on the Furies, and then it deletes cavalry like no one's business. We'll take a look. One of the Furies going down pretty hard. Lots of cavalry running, though. I'd love to see that. We're going to be able to pound into these guys. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I'm going to have to bring back the Furies, though. And we're going to need dogs to capture this point. Now, I'm going to need, like, something like a triple cap to actually win this. So, it's not pretty. I'm not going to lie right now. It's not very pretty. Honestly, I don't even know how I feel about the horsemen. I feel like more infantry would have cooked. Also, that was basically a perfect damage reflect on the cavalry, and they kind of stuck. But no complaints. No complaints. Stick with it. Ah, dang it. I thought it was going to go so well, bro. I thought it was going to go so well. Oh, this is terrible. You told me the Furies would cook. Oh, no. I'm out of dudes. I think more infantry would have been good for sure, yeah. Dang, though. Oh, man. I thought I had it. I think tactically we played it pretty well. Build-wise, I think it could have been slightly better, but... maybe I should have just fought for this point and not gone so deep on here. You can see the mass D-summons underway. I'm just not getting the point, though. Ha! Alright, I gotta get more matches. GG, well played. Dang, 2 losses. 2 losses with 2 and 2. That's gonna make it very hard for me to make it to top 4, but not impossible if we play quick. Dang, that was it though. That was supposed to be it. When do Furies cook? I don't know. When apparently when my viewers play them, because they swear by the Furies. These guys did okay. I did summon them multiple times. They did pay for themselves. They didn't delete the cavalry like I hoped they would, though. Though they were still a nice tool. Would I have done better with more Forsaken? Questionable. I think Forsaken can be really good. I did okay versus the War Dancers. I think we shut them down fairly well. And most of the archers... oh yeah, no, they got way too much value. Honestly, if I just stuck with the main tide, it might have worked. We got lots of healing and lots of damage with this guy, so... the Chaos Sorcerer definitely paid for himself. But yeah, I think Kaizek and my Lord should have beelined his Lord at the start. He actually didn't have anything to kill these guys. And the opportunity, I think, was missed. The answer is Chosen. Chosen, you know, they might have actually done alright. I could cut the Furies and get the Chosen in. It was close, man. It was really close. These players are strong, though. Factions are rough. But I don't think Nurgle is out of the pits just... Oh, I don't think they're completely in the pits. I think they're salvageable still. Did you have Children of Nurgle? Yeah. So we were spamming this bad boy a ton. This guy got crazy value. You've not been yourself the last few streams? Not see a win-loss ratios like this for a while? I think you're misremembering me of the past. I've never been able to win with Nurgle. Are you kidding me? Meme build destroyer. Lord. Oh, that's true. I need to lose my Lord. Ah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. Alright. We're up against Karn effects. That's Bird. Yo, yo. Alright, here we go. If I can win this game and the next one, I have a chance. It's not a high chance, but I have a chance. Alright. Alrighty. I think I can squeeze in 3 games. I still have, what, 35 minutes? If I'm really fast. 2 games might even be enough. Alright, I'll play versus Lizardmen. Nurgle should be good versus Lizardmen. They're more of a slow burn faction. So I just need to adjust my build. Okay, honestly, I don't think I need that much Horsemen. I feel like the Forsaken. I feel like I'm really missing that high DPS shredding Forsaken kind of play. The Beasts of Nurgle, I might need to get in there a bit earlier too. But yeah, I think we just gotta trust the process. Trust the process and all will be well. Go for the Mega Man Tide. And you shall be rewarded. At least, presumably. Do I want the Frolickers bubonic? I guess they're okay. Alright, sure. I gotta lock in. We gotta win this fast, though. Whoops, map is Celestial Lake. We've been finishing games very quickly, though. We're already done 4. But I've definitely been... I've been knocked low, man. I've been knocked super low. Let's see here. Who's top 4 right now? Big B's, Big H, and Adlering. They want those tournament wins. They know the season's ending soon. Turin did announce it, by the way. Epidemius. Oh my goodness, the Epidemius. Let me win while tryharding with Nurgle, and then I'll meme it, alright? I think we still have teeth, though. Aren't Forsaken pretty good versus the Wood Elf, the Wood Elves you just fought? Forsaken are good, yeah. I think I actually would have won if I spammed more Forsaken instead of getting the Furies. Because they kind of sucked versus the Cavalry. And before you tell me that I need to spend 10 wins of magic to be good, to make my Furies good versus Cavalry, 10 wins of magic will kill Cavalry no matter what you do, right? So I don't know why I have to throw away a 650 gold Fury. I think the Furies are garbage. I'm calling it right now. Screw the Furies. Screw them. Screw them. Redeem 10 squats. I'll take it. By the way, if you may have noticed that it's 10 squats instead of 15 now. That's because of inflation. All right, it hits the Anticity streams too. You know, we gotta adjust our prices. It's the squat tax. So that's what you'll have to live with for a little bit. It also just distracts from the stream a little bit less. Come on, bird, face me. I gotta get the win fast. Alright, there you go. As long as your thighs burn. They are a little bit. Once I don't feel the squats anymore, I'll up the number or the frequency. Alright, here we go. And they're ready. Alright, Nurgle Redemption. It really seems like it's once I run into these scarier players, they just out DPS my man tide. But no excuses, no excuses. The only path forwards is victory. Inflation equals getting swole. I guess less swole because I'm not squatting as much. But don't think about it. Here we go. The play is simple. I need to make better use of these guys because they're actually just getting ignored. Yeah, they're actually just getting ignored. That's pretty butts. Just have to check a message. All right, nice. Everything's going well. All right, people. This is my shot of redemption. If I lose this, we're not making top 4. If I win this, we have a chance. But I need to win this game and the next game in 30 minutes. That's doable by my standards. I just gotta be fast. All right, he said ready, let's go. Now, fast doesn't mean throw. Winning is the best way to close a game out. Has a Saurus Scarvet. All right, and this time I'm gonna be way more aggressive with these guys. Because I can't be wasting their value early on. That's just putting me in such a bad position. All right, what do I want to summon first? I'm gonna go with these guys. Get the Forsaken in there. Gonna go over here. Should add weight instead of reps. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, weight is pretty good. For now though, 10 squats is gonna be slightly gassed, which is a bad sign for me. I've been working on my cardio though, man. Step Mania for the win. We're gonna drain a little bit of ammunition over here. He has a salamander. Alright, so I can choose to wait, or I can just push now while he's on the weaker end. Let's wait for these Nurglings to get in here. I'll just take a little bit of damage, but it is totally fine by me. Is that a net? Surely this doesn't hurt too much, right? 10 more seconds? Alright. The damage overall is not that bad. I think it's mostly because I have this hill here. I think the hill is hard carry. Alright, nice. Caster's gonna make it out. Kai's gonna get in there. Honestly, now that he's down the net, I'm very tempted to just go for it. Because this is a very non-melee army. My ability is on cooldown, but look at this. Now that I understand how this works, I can just go for his lord. What's he gonna do, right? What in the world are you even going to do if I just take your lord to Pound Town? Well, he's gonna charge me with that Scarvet. Kaizek hits like a truck though. Oh my goodness, Kaizek. Alright, Kaizek doing pretty good. That's gonna set up a fairly decent stream of corruption too. Okay, nice. And we got a little fight set up. We're gonna be pushing in here. Very hard, very fast. Caster's doing good. I got cap points. What's not to love? Kaizek will regenerate too. So this is making sure that Kaizek is actually using up his value. I guess he technically did last game too, but there you go. Very nice. And then as soon as this ability resets, then we're cooking. For now though, let's get another stream of corruption down the pipe. I think he just got slowed by something. Oh, that's my lord's ability. Hell yeah, he's been in combat long enough. Oh, what a slow. Holy crap, is he Chad? Icon of virulence? No, I don't know what he did. I should learn the abilities a bit better. But the slow regardless, I love it. I don't know what ability triggered. I don't know what ability triggered. Oh my gosh, and I'm trying to win with Nurgle without knowing what they do, bro. The slow's the Pestigore? Thank you, not my lord. I was wondering why it was so massive. Yes, that was the Pestigore. Clearly the best Nurgle player you have ever seen. Okay, that Scarvet's dead. No need to chase him anymore. Now we go for the Lord. This should be a pretty clean victory in only 10, 15-ish minutes. Very good sign for us. I just have to win the next 2 games. And I also have to close this one out fast. That part's pretty important, but on the triple cap situation, it ain't too bad. Yeah, that guy's running for his life. He netted me down, not a problem though. Thankfully for me, Lizardmen are pretty bad at dealing with Nurgle. Isaac. Isaac, what are you doing, man? Let's see if we can help him out. Do I heal him? It doesn't spread anymore, so I might as well use it on my more expensive things. There we go, and the second Scarvet will go down. Very nice. Not bad. I'm gonna bring in Horsemen because we're trying to end this game fast. Get that Stream of Corruption. Dude, Stream of Corruption is insanely good. The whole armor piercing thing. Very, very nice. Okay, yeah, he's starting to get army wiped. Come on. End the battle, man. I gotta get my wins back. I gotta get my wins back, bro. Broski. Come on. I'll have 25 minutes to finish the next game. It's a decent amount of time, but it ain't definitely good. No guarantee, that's for sure. I'll be a good Stream of Corruption. Catches some skinks there, catches some guys here. I think he leaves on the Lord dying. I think as soon as the Lord goes, we're good. Come on, man. All right, we'll get a little bit of a buff here. Yo, honestly, the Stream of Corruption is good versus dwarves, but it's not crazy because Dowie have such high spell resist. It ain't bad though. It ain't bad. Dang it! I can't break this man's morale. It's too high. At the end of the day, though, he is well within his rights to stick around. Even if I do have my own goals and quests and all that. We routed that thing off again, though. Details. 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 Alright, yeah, he ain't leaving. I ain't making it to the finals. I think the odds get lower for each second that passes. I can still finish the next game in like 20 minutes though if I have to. I just have to play it ultra well. We just have to play it super well, super clean. There you go. Alright. Alright, GG. Alright, GG's. Well played. Okay, I just need my next opponent. Yes! Big B's! Hey! Okay, we have a chance. We have a chance. Value? Not bad. I use my SEs properly. Okay. Alright, here we go. Big B's again. Round 2. Big B's currently is rank 3. So if I beat them, I think I steal their place. And it's Nurgle versus Wood Elves. We're on Chateau. Alright, here we go. Honestly, if I just win this one, the odds of winning is not bad. So, cross your fingers for me, guys. Cross your fingers. What do I want? What do I want here? Shall take one of these. Okay, not Furies though, right? I think the Furies felt not amazing. And the goal is to win this in 20 minutes. That's it. Just 20 minutes. We can do that. I wish Plague Toads were good here, but I don't think they will be. Honestly, Chaos Knights are weird. I think they might just get shot by the archers, though. I might still want dogs, especially on a bigger map like this. I think I can probably make use of them. Obviously, more Forsaken, and then... I think I'm just gonna have to settle for this. I can't really think about it much, because... we just kind of have to speed run it. Although, I could just settle for winning this, and maybe we're still fine. I don't know. Take the chariots and nice into Wood Elves. You know what? Good call. I'll take one of the chariots. I wish I wasn't so atrocious with chariot micro, but... I guess today's the day. You can't have cavalry everywhere. If it's just a bunch of infantry, the chariot can do more than dogs. It has good capture weight. Should be fine. Big B's, though. Let's take a look. So I'm currently in 6th place. If I win this, I think we're set. Yeah, I just have to win this. But if I can get 2 more games in, that's better. Assuming I don't lose the next game that I play after this. Right now we're at a win-loss of 3-2 though. That's honestly not bad considering we're playing Nurgle. And the 2 losses were against very strong players. So it comes down to this. Nakari Chariot only campaign to practice it is. I feel like, what's the worst chariot unit? I need to do like a Wolf Rider Chariot campaign to truly practice. You want anti-skirmish magic versus Wood Elves? Too late now! I'm gonna try and outlast them though. So I'm just gonna post up in the trees. We're gonna use these guys for capture weight. And then I'm just gonna position super hard on this one. Ready, good luck, have fun. Time is of the essence. I can end this game in 20 minutes. Typically, matches don't last that long. As long as you're decently fast with army picking. I honestly do like that it's a bit more open. I can expose some flanks for the dogs to get their work done. And then we can fix the mistakes of our past. Snipe the Lord. Just kill him. Zotes. So he changed up the build. If he gets knocked out because he changed the build, that would be presumably pretty sad for my opponent. An Earthblood, okay. He might have expected me to change up my build a lot, but we're actually just going for basically the same thing here. Gonna get point number 1. Gonna get in here with the dudes. Very few archers. He's only summoning them in now, which is honestly a little late. I just need to not get stuck on the dryads, and then we're good. And then we're good. Yeah, that should be a decent volley. In fact, my guys are actually pretty strong versus the Zotes. They don't have to be too wary of them. Oh, I see. He has way more melee, I see. So he's a little worried about what I could possibly bring to bear. Zotes taking damage though. A little hero squad having the time of their lives. They do enjoy a good tussle. And they don't take a ton of damage here. Especially if I keep spamming these here debuffs. My opponent still hasn't captured the point, but they will now. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to start some chariot pressure over here. So Kaisek's going to go there. Chariots will go there. Little hero squad is actually murdering the Zotes. That's pretty funny. They're actually that good in melee? Wow. I guess the Zotes, yeah, they did have the pestilence on them. Now that it's gone, though, it's going to be a little sketchier. But I don't really want to take the fight just yet. But I can definitely start aggressing these flank points. I got 15 minutes to go ahead and try and get this game into a decent position. I do notice that we killed enough Zotes here to buy myself a little bit of an escape. That's going to be good, because then I can rotate over here. And then potentially get another point if we're lucky. Very nice. Hero squad is paying for themselves, man. The Zotes were not ready for them. And I'm going to get another point. Very nice. Okay, our odds of winning have increased now. Life has gone very mildly better. I think the chariots are a fun little tech piece. It's not like he has a lot of mobility or anything, right? Then where do we send these guys? So obviously my dudes here are regenerating. They're having the time of their lives. Zotes are kind of just shadowing me, though. They're not really, yeah. Ain't really doing too much. I'm going to get a nice charge here, at least. Love to see that. Gonna get some Pestigores in here. And those Zotes are kept busy. So, this is actually not too bad. This ain't too bad. That's gonna be a big heal. Maybe we get a bit of a charge here with the chariots. You guys might be right about those chariots. And the Zotes, if they just die, you know, life is good. Chariots are in. Big charge. Medium charge. Not the best charge. How's my caster doing? And Isaac. Yeah, they're doing okay. He's kind of shooting me up, though. I'm very tempted to just pull the trigger now, but I feel like this game's going to come down to tickets. At least the caster's out of there. We're going to debuff them Zotes real quick. Okay, good chariots, good chariots. Got to keep them moving, though. That's how chariots work. Okay, and then I'll get another Forsaken. But so far, he's given Isaac and Co. very good value. Chariots just need to play it safe. More of these guys. And then maybe, if I'm lucky, he gives me this point. Then I just gotta play the long con. Chariots, though, they got caught. I walked into the Zotes. Very problematic indeed. Should be able to get some maneuvers here, though. Hey, Isaac's cooking, though. Isaac's having the time of his life. Chariots do manage to escape. And I think since I'm going to get a triple cap, I should think about taking this fight properly now. At least that's the thought. Lord is going to use the ability. Ability of the gods. And the chariots are just going to find a little slip through in the lines of my opponent. We do get the triple cap, though. I think we have a chance, guys. I think we have a genuine, real chance here. Especially if I get the miasma of pestilence on these guys. Let's see if we can do it. Because he's gonna try and charge me, right? Yep, there it is. No, the leg. Okay, we got most of it. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get, honestly. Alright, let's start shutting down some archers, though. I really gotta do that. We've been a little behind on that front. I don't want them just shooting me the entire game, because if I get army wiped, it's just over, right? So we're gonna occupy them with some marauders, and then we're gonna hopefully get them killed with something else. The Zotes have overextended. I like that. Okay. I'm going to get a big old stream of corruption over here. Alright, doggos, this one's on you. Big mobility play. Now he's screening the dogs with the Zotes. I think we can give him the slip through, though. That should work out pretty well. Forsaken are doing alright over there. Yeah, maybe not the best slip through I've ever done in my entire life. Maybe I can just stall on the points, though. Alright, you know what? More infantry. The chariots aren't doing too hot, though. Eesh. Yeesh. Oh, that ain't good. Now, value-wise, yeah, we're starting to slip a little bit. Gonna try another one of these. We're gonna catch some of his cav, and we're not gonna let him steal this point anytime soon. Being triple capped is definitely an uncomfortable position for him, but I don't know if he's losing just yet, you know? That's the problem. Now, he is taking his sweet time actually securing points. That's good for me. But certainly, time is of the essence. I need to stall out. I gotta make things take forever for him, right? I do have some dogs here that can maybe get some work done. I do have a lot of capture weight, and Isaac and my lord are still cooking it up so gloriously. Capture weight is still mine, but not by much, right? He is going to take the center very soon, unless I can get some dogs here. These dogs just have to hold. Come on. Come on. How's my lord doing? A little rough. A little worse for wear. Could be better. Come on, man. Come on. I want to make it to the finals. Alright, well, we're going to get a little bit of a rout. So I do hold the point. That's actually huge. Huge and impactful. Alright. Gonna get a big old spell cast there. Isaac's probably gonna die, but it ain't the end of the world. We're gonna get another heal. Just like so. And I'm not letting go of these points. I ain't letting go. You're gonna have to pry them from my cold, soon-to-be-dead hands. And it seems like Isaac holds. What a Chad. Oh my gosh, Chad-alicious Isaac. Alright, alright. My opponent's certainly sweating now. You can see he's starting to pull units onto the points. That's good. Very good for me, actually. Very good. Alright, what are you doing over here? Some guys Moving about, trying to reposition. Get charts of war dancers. I'm gonna need to hold the point. I need to hold all of these points for as long as I possibly can. He gets a mighty good heal. And these wild riders are pummeling me right now. They're pummeling me. I think the middle's gonna fall soon, and this one's gonna fall shortly after, and that might just end me. The long con trading is just real sus, and I don't know if I can hold the last point for 5 minutes, you know? It's not like he has tickets, but he wasn't playing for tickets this game. Though, it's still not impossible for me to win this, as you can see. Capture weight is good. He can't chase my lord off. Okay, I gotta start thinking about this last point then. Yeah, he's trying to chase off as many guys as he can. That makes sense. I can hold on to this point, though? Well, I'm gonna have a decent amount of time, I guess. It's gonna be sketchy, though. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm probably gonna lose. But, you never know. You never know. His lord is getting there. He's supporting Kaiser to the best of his ability. We're gonna get a big stream of corruption. No, I think he's gonna beat us. Oh man, every time it feels so close. Heal the Lord. Heal the Lord. Alright. Dang it, man. Oh. The plays felt not bad, but... Oh man, the only way we win this now is a very long, grindy victory. But I'm gonna go for it. You never know, anything is possible. When you believe. I'm gonna get all the boys on the point. I couldn't get his lord this time. He's playing a little bit more cagey with her, I feel. Oh no, the wild calves, man, bro. Bro, yeah. Just started collapsing rapidly. I think not being able to jump his archers was rough. Honestly, I don't know if the dogs really did much here. I think the dogs just routed off a little too easily, but it's not like I had a ton of infantry I could have spammed anyways. Charks, what's up? Oh man, I need to find a way to squeeze 220 more tickets. You say unlucky, but I don't think luck actually played a part here. Now, I can still try to squeeze a dumb victory. As you can see, my opponent doesn't really have that many tickets at all. So I guess I might as well. But I think we are absolutely dead in the water. Here's the thing though, right? Tickets are super low. This fight is a little sketchy. Now my lord is dying to his caster. What a way to go. But if my opponent falls asleep at the wheel, which is honestly not entirely impossible, I could potentially see something that may be considered a victory. You can see he's summoning units for point number 1, right? Okay, yeah, the Lord's dead. That's okay. I can make do. It's fine. See how undefended this point is? He shouldn't be summoning in too many units, by the way. I think that's a misplay. Okay, well, we got a cav unit routed off. That's good. Okay, very nice. Gonna maybe catch some wild riders. I just need to not let him know that I want to go for this point. Not quite yet. Okay, what mobility do I have? So I can summon a chariot and a bunch of dogs. Okay, I think I gotta do it now. Because these guys are getting murdered, man. They're getting so murdered. Oh boy. Now he just summoned a dryad here. My opponent's not playing this perfectly. I just think we're screwed. Oh god. Dang it, man. Yeah, the wood elves are having just a few units that can fight in melee. Dryads are absurd, but never give up, never surrender. Famous StarCraft caster once said. Whoop. Give him the runaround. Give him the loop-de-loop. It's gonna wreck his charge bonus, right? Maybe. Because of speed reduction. Holy crap, the dogs, bro. The dogs. The Dryads were routing, man. What do you mean you're gone? Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's painful. Yeah. You had one green plagued arm tied behind your back and did admirably. I can settle for 3-3, 50% win rate on Nurgle. I think versus mid-tier factions, this is actually quite good. But against the top tier, that actually have the DPS, is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. We faced some pretty spicy matchups. I don't think it's as close as it might have seemed. All right, yeah, let's not drag it out. GG, well played. Oh, dang it. Oh, man. Okay, the question is, what can we do differently, right? What bigger plays are there to be made? I think when you're playing Nurgle, the build matters the most. Let's take a look at the Forsaken. The Forsaken were a good addition. I think they actually cooked. The Zotes obviously got a lot of damage, but most of it was on my Lords. The Dogs were okay. But the Dryads, well, they actually didn't do that well. How'd the Chariot do? I could have microed the Chariot slightly better. Chaos Warrior build. That's kind of the typical way to go about it. I think it suffers the same way to the War Dancers and all that. And the Wildwood Rangers. Honestly, a Noxbringer build would be pretty cool versus this. I don't know if it'd win the cap race, but it'd be cool. The Tallyman it up. Oh man, dude, it feels almost doable. It feels almost doable. The problem is I feel reasonably locked in, which means that it's hard to make up more of a skill difference. I think I can. Obviously, I'm not playing perfectly here. Like, I farm value with these guys. They got so much damage on the Zotes. But you gotta remember, he was healing the whole game, and very cost effectively. Kugath. Kugath it up. How much range does he have? 2. I still think... Oh, man, I don't know. I still think it's dual. I think the Archer build's honestly way more sketchy to deal with. I think we can hard counter his build. Like, it's not too hard to just make some crazy all-in build. But you can see he mixes up his build so that you can't do the all-in. Nurgle lacks the damage for the whole grind. I might just be mispositioning my Chaos Lord. Because I think this is where I'm missing out the most on damage. If I can win the frontline fight with Rod or Die, then suddenly we're pushing back the archers. Life is good. But if I can't route the front line, it's kind of painful. I might even just want to skip the healing and just have something to route the front line. Just like a real heavy hitter like Purple Sun. Rot Knight spam. Unfortunately, they don't trade super well. An expensive unit that down trades puts you severely behind. We could take like some Chaos Knights though. I think it's not impossible for me to just like out micro my opponent. At least many of them. With Cav play, but it's not perfect. These are 70 speed knights, very slow. The Toads, you know, Toads actually would have been not bad there, but how could we have known that he would have no archers? Chariot maybe. Chariot only did okay. I think I could have used it better. Yeah, surrounds are nice. Surrounds are nice. The biggest con is the micro it takes to manage. Mantide. Isn't that the biggest con of all builds? I guess there's not a full Mantide build. You can take like a semi-elite infantry build and then there's not a lot of micro. I think most builds you need a lot of management. Is Rakarth ever played? Actually, yes. Top player in the world plays Dark Elves. One of the top players anyways. Danican, and they do run Rakarth for that sick anti-large. Noxbringer versus Wood Elves. That's conventional. I just wanted to play this playstyle today because it's a playstyle I don't often go for. What about War Hydras? They do see play, but they're not actually good. There's only one person. There's only one person in the community that that goes for them war hydras. And unfortunately, the cooking does not happen there. But all right, yeah, no more matches. We're just waiting for top 4 now. Dang it. 3-3, man. 3-3. Well, today's been a busy day. I have a lot of other stuff to focus on. Ooh, nice. Ooh, all right. Ooh, very nice. Very, very nice. Armored infantry. So, like, armored infantry isn't gonna do much better than what I had. It's not like they just suddenly uptrade versus dryads and archers way better than my Forsaken. Although, I guess they're not terrible there. Let's see here. So just making sure my notifications work. I keep not getting my WhatsApp notifications, and I don't know why. I looked up a solution and implemented it, but it did not work as expected. But yeah, I think Nurgle, like, this build is not bad though. I think if you're at like a mid-level, this build's actually really, really good. But I don't really see how you stop these higher level players from just outgrinding you with the DPS. Like, Outer Region got pretty far though. I don't know if he was playing versus these factions with these players though. But I think he had a few games though. He had a few games where Nurgle was definitely disadvantaged. So I'm definitely open to the fact that I'm just missing something. Oh yeah, the Exalted Chariot hero meta. I remember that. Yeah, people used to spam these guys. I think they're not bad. But anyways, we wait for the top 4. Currently we have Adlering, Ulrich Rahl, Big B's, and the Big H. And they're gonna be tryharding it, man, with the grand finals coming up. They very much so want to be in well within the qualifications. You did fight Beastmen? Yeah, I saw you beat Beastmen Outer Region. That one's actually pretty that's pretty impressive. And you managed to win the melee grind. I don't know if they had as much cavalry, but generally speaking, I think you got pretty good catches on the cavalry. You might have also just timed your Miasma of Pestilence better than me. I'm always like 1 second too late, sadly. But yeah. I think it's close. I think it's real close. The problem though is it feels like I'm not making, like, I feel like the tactical plays, like I'm doing not bad. And I think if my opponents don't have those tactical openings, suddenly it just becomes impossible, right? Like, I think a player playing perfectly would just mulch. Just absolutely mulch me. At the very least, they could squeeze out a few, like, 100 more tickets. And then it goes from, like, maybe I can win to, like, man, I need 500 more tickets. It's like 10 minutes on 1 point. That's like 50 years. Absolute millennia of having to sit on a point. There's no way I can out-tank that. Plague Bearers lose to magic, though. Fun fact, Plague Bearers lose to everything. You may be surprised, but they're kind of garbage. They're kind of yeah, they're kind of mega garbo. I think people get way over their heads about the whole physical resist thing. Although I will say they are really good in melee. They outtrade what's it? Don't they? Yeah, they outtrade warriors. Chaos warriors in melee. So that is actually quite impressive. But only slightly. And considering they get a major weakness for it, it's usually not worth. Good to keep in mind though. Alright, so players just finishing up their matches. Plague Bearers win versus Bloodletters. I wouldn't be surprised. Plague Bearers are really good at winning vacuum fights. They're just not good at winning tactically. Okay. Yeah, Plague Bearers you also can't really reinforce with them. I think this is generally why Forsaken are really nice. They got 46 speed. Plague Bearers are, what? 27. That's a lot of speed diff. That's a huge speed diff. Wow, top 3 is very well decided. Adlering, Ulrich Wall, Big B's are just like knocking everyone into the pits. Big H only got the 1021 MMR. For the record, when you join the tournament, when you first join the tournament, you start at 1,000 and your first win gets you to 1,025. So I think Big H is getting bullied by the big 3. Chosen. I wonder if Chosen would be good. I think Chosen are actually better than I rate them. Because Turn runs Chosen and Turn wins tournaments with Nurgle. So this is a unit I want to look at more. Because maybe they just become the centerpiece that doesn't die. Look at these guys. 65 melee defense. They got the silver shield. The 11,000 HP. So if they can just sit and grind and actually uptrade over time, oh, we're set. Ah, crushed my pinky on the table. I'm good though. Demon Lord got any hands? Some people say that they do. Broccoli Fangirl says Demon Lord can be quite good versus Beastmen. Probably because of the terror, because they don't have that much else. I guess Stream of Corruption. Decent fighter. Nurgle wants low count high beefy units to regen grind. They don't have regen though. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. I think Nurgle wants anything that uptrades, but I think Chosen do fill that, you know? No matter what our definition of what Nurgle wants, I think Chosen may be the solution. So, okay, so here's, let me tell you right now, right? This is a common misconception, but I want you to think about the Nurgle regen spell, okay? Because people get it wrong both ways. Think about it. It's a percentile heal on everything on the battlefield. That means that the gold it gets me back is the same whether I have Chosen or an equal amount of money of Marauders, right? Do you get what I'm saying here? Dost thou understand the point I'm making? So literally, to maximize this, you need things that trade well, right? So a 1,000 gold unit getting 1% more value, right? You know, if it's value trading, it value trades by the same percentage. It actually doesn't matter. The stuff. Now, if you're stalling, right, you get more HP for spamming these guys. So in that case, for this strategy, I think it is better to have more chaff. But because we're running into trading issues, maybe I need Chosen. But that is how it works. It doesn't lose effectiveness per model loss. That's actually a fun thing, weird thing. So a skin wolf unit, actually, this is a really fun thing. So trolls get harder to kill the more you kill, because the healing is 0.1 even if they're at one entity left. It's actually really funny because there's some regen low entity units, like like skin wolves, where when they get really low on entities, they just stop taking damage. It's pretty funny because yeah, all the healing that would usually be split amongst the 16, 24 models, it all goes to 1. It's crazy. Mechanics. Game's weird, but that's how it goes. But anyways, we will have top 4 soon. I think so far Adlering and Ulrich are facing. Yeah, it looks like they're facing. That's not going to change anything. We got Big H and Big B's. They're playing their matches. We get to sit back, relax for a second. So the heal cap is lowered when you lose entities, right? So you're not going to have a single troll with 8.6k HP. It's still going to be 1/16 of this. But when it comes to like a unit of Chosen, you're always going to have damage entities to heal. So it's not like you really lose out on a lot of value there. In fact, you lose out on no value most of the time, as long as they have any damage entities. And like these Marauders have like what, 80 HP a pop. Units hit for like 30 damage. No matter what, you're gonna have, as long as the unit is injured, it's very rare for them to hit their heal cap anyways. So that's kind of how it goes. The 0.1% is spread out amongst all the units at first. All right, how about this? If you completely disagree with me, I welcome you sending me a Discord picture of a unit test with the healing done, like, just show a before and after on some units, low entity and high entity, and then you can tell me the percentage that it heals, and if I'm wrong, that would actually change a lot for me. That would change a ton. Yeah, aspiring champions with regen in campaign, I'm pretty sure that happens a lot. They're crazy, man. They're crazy. All right, Big B's has finished their game, and they are number 2. Terrifying. You still think the Chosen are the right call? I do agree that Chosen are good, though, yeah. I think Chosen, I keep underrating them, but I should just whip them out. At least just take one as, like, my centerpiece. Because they might trade significantly better than the Forsaken. Look at that melee defense, man. And they got the 7 capture weight. That buff is pretty cool. Everything's weak to magic, but Exalted Plague Bearers are so expensive, losing them to magic is game losing. Technically, if you look at the price difference, actually, let me see this real quick. So Chaos Warriors of Nurgle are $875 over 700. They cost 25. They cost 25% more gold than Plague Bearers. So therefore, they're actually against 100% armor piercing, of course. But against a Stream of Corruption, if you had to choose between Plague Bearers or Chaos Warriors, you should actually choose the Chaos Warriors because of the price diff. And the HP diff, too. Look at that. HP is less, so they'll actually take a higher percentage of damage, and you'll get more gold. The math goes wild, man. Exalted Plague Bearers are underrated as a trading unit. I've taken them versus Skaven. The fact that they have Terror really makes them good there. But yeah, they got some pretty bonkers stats too. And they got the regen. is pretty nice. Which factions are in the S tier? I would personally say the widely considered S tier factions is like Norska, Wood Elves. Let's see here. What else? Slaanesh. Yeah, I think Norska, Slaanesh, Wood Elves are really high up. Wood Elves by a thin margin, though. I would personally put Chaos in S tier. I think they're amazing, but maybe a bit hard to use. Vampire counts are S tier counterpick, and then what? Yeah, Beastmen lag behind a little bit. A lot of people play Beastmen though, even in the grand finals. So there's clearly a little bit of disagreement there. Festering Stooges. Yeah, Festering Stooges are good. I think I should have taken them versus Beastmen. They would have cooked, man. No amount of cavalry charges is going to deal with them. Alright, still waiting on Adlering and Ulrich Rahl. Let me just check my bot. Did it crash? Oh, there's a bug in my code. Whoops-a-daisies. That almost that can cause a race condition. I don't want to do that. Alright, that should be fixed. Yeah, Beastmen, Wood Elves, Vampire counts, all of those guys are pretty good. High Elves are S tier after the DLC. Yeah, no, High Elves did not move much. Exhaustion hits armored units extra hard. Yeah, to an extent. I will say, if you really stand by your decisions, play a tournament, man. You'll revolutionize the meta, or you're wrong. Most people don't really spam the leadership stuff, though. I think they used to, but not that much. The most we see it is like with regrowth with single entities. But it's like there's just not enough good leader or good vigor hitting spells in the game. Hey, what's up, monkey? Alright, these guys should be done very soon. Wood Elves have a higher win rate than Slaanesh, so definitely S tier. Yeah, if they can pull that off. Though, usually, tournaments have been banning the top tier factions. So, Slaanesh is just going to see less play. But, the stats at least point towards possible trends. Don't got the internet to play? Oh. It's a little unfortunate. I would be happy to see it done. I would be happy to see it done. Just color me very skeptical is all. That's it. Okay, it's just Ulrich Rahl and Adlering. I think we're good to start the top 4. So we'll just let them finish, and then we're good. Let me know when done. 25 minutes into the match. Must be a real close one. Exhaustion is weird. So exhaustion, the impact that it has, it's kind of like this. So like initially, exhaustion has a very high impact on your melee attack. Then it's kind of doesn't really do that much until you get really tired, and then like all your stats go. Melee defense, armor, speed, like everything just starts sucking once you kind of get to the lower exhaustion tier. But you have to be completely exhausted to lose armor. From most battles that I look at, units tend to die before they get to that last tier of exhaustion. Alright, nice. Looks like the game was finished. I think this one still needs to finish, so almost there though. But yeah, armor drops, I think it's percentage based. I'm not sure how much. Is it 25%? I think it might be at the max. But yeah, I would say vigor matters, but it's just really hard to actually contest it. You can kind of think of it like all units will just slowly get worse and worse over the battle. By a significant degree, but both sides are getting tired, so it doesn't change a lot. Though, there are some tools, actually, yes. There are a few tools that actually make really good use of it. So Perfect Vigor on, like, Sigvald is a good example. Because he can fight for, like, 50 years and not get tired. And Lizardmen, they have the Solar Engine. This bad boy, what's that? This bad boy. So, Solar Engine, it says 0% because CA is CA, but it does increase your vigor. 55-meter range. It has a pretty big impact on your big single entities because they are constantly cycle charging. But, like I said, only matters in super grindy matches. Yes, Perfect Vigor can be vigor drained. That one's really weird. So Perfect Vigor says that it's really weird. It says your vigor can't be reduced by your actions. So running, fighting, charging, that won't reduce your vigor. Vigor drain effects will reduce your vigor, which I don't know if that's intended, but it's how it be. And it makes like something like the Mask, which is, by the way, probably the best vigor reducing unit in the entire game right now. Makes them super good versus those long grindy builds. Mask just hard counters the entire Brett roster. Yeah, I tried a similar build without the Mask, and I learned that the Mask is really needed to make it work. Unfortunately. Alright. A wider variety of vigor reducing spells and abilities would be a pretty nice shakeup. So CA have tried it. The problem is, whatever they got going on internally, they really overvalue vigor drain effects. So if you look at Mathlin's Spite, this spell reduces vigor by 30%. If you think about it, right? If we think about all the discussion we had about vigor drain, you would think that this is actually insane. The problem is that it's actually, in reality, hot garbage. Nobody runs this. So, and it's the same with a lot of the vigor abilities. Yeah, it's the same with a lot of abilities. Spec slot, please. At Big B's versus at Ulrich Rahl. Left side is top bracket. Let's see here. I need to get the leaderboard from the bots. Okay. There we go. Maps on Total Tavern page. And those are the factions in order. Alright. So what, we got Vampire Coast versus Adler's Vampire Coast versus Big H, and Big B's Wood Elves versus Ulrich Rahl. Interesting. Alright. Very interesting. Well, let's go ahead and spectate Areno. But yeah, all the vigor draining spells. The only time it's used is Earthblood. And I think most of the value of that spell comes from healing, but Maybe one day. Maybe one day CA will go ham with the Vigor ability. I think it would be sick to just have a spell that sets their Vigor to 0. Just do it, man. If it's OP, we'll nerf it. But as it stands, it's not like they had a... Yeah, it's not like they had anything that has been good yet. Wouldn't that be sick, though? I think that would be sick. Just like nuke the Vigor to 0. Because it's not doing damage, right? We already have damage spells. Some of the damage spells will take off like a third of the HP off your Lord for like 14 Winds of Magic. We saw that with Doombolt. Surely the Vigor does not make 33% of your Lord. That is true, yeah. Technically, if your entire army debuffed your opponent's army, if you spent all your money to debuff your opponent, at the end of the day, they still have an army, right? I could pay 1,000 gold to debuff a chosen to 0 stats except for their HP, and my opponent would be ahead because he'd still have 11,000 HP worth of chosen. They could have no stats. But like, man, that HP though. Remember guys, the best stat to debuff is HP. Big Brain Blaze. What are we looking at? Bretonia versus Coast. That's a terrible matchup for Bretonia. I'm surprised he's taking it. But apparently Rogue AI has some sort of idea. No, they're playing High Elves. Whew, I thought they were crazy for a second. I thought they were crazy. Maybe a 70% Vigor reduction instead of 30. So here's the thing about CA. If something is absolutely broken, people can pretty easily petition them to nerf things. But if something sucks, they won't touch it forever. So you better make sure whatever they're buffing is worth buffing. Otherwise, you ain't never gonna see it ever again. You know how I know? You know how I know? Take a look at this for 1 second. Crystal Sanctuary. This spell got a 33% price reduction. It used to cost 12 Winds of Magic. They shaved off an amount that would make any normal unit OP immediately. Right? Imagine if they looked at Jade Warriors and they're like, we'll make it a 400 gold unit. No, not even. 375. Take it or leave it. People would flip everything. They would flip so hard if they Jade Warriors for 375. And you know what happened? This spell sucks. No one uses it. And guess what? CA's not going to go back to that spell. I guarantee you. I'd be so surprised if they buff it again. I would be so surprised. So then, essentially what we had was... we just wasted CA's time. They could have done anything else. Instead, we got nothing. Ugh. Just make it so you can cast it on enemy units. Oh my god. Bro. Oh my gosh. The BM. The spell BM goes hard, man. Right now it doesn't need to be enough pull for, what's it? Outside of specific use cases. Yeah, there's a lot of niche spells. Now, some of the niche spells, actually, some of the debuffs even, they do work really well in their niches, but they only just. They don't trade better than a lot of the damage spells most of the time. So you just have something that only sometimes works. They'll figure it out soon enough, right? Come on, they'll figure it out by the time 40k comes out. It's a decent spell. Which one? Are we talking about the Kislev one? I think I see... let's see here. What's he? I guess I've seen Beasts of Nurgle more than the Kislev spell. Okay, what else is something that we'd regard as decent? Like I would call Empire Knights decent. Maybe not Crystal Sanctuary. You saw it used in multiplayer once. It was something. I think there's some really dumb use cases for it. I'm not saying it can't do anything, just that it's not worth. They nerfed Buna a bunch, but not Melkoths. Yeah, that one's really weird. I don't know what they're doing. Not touching Melkoths. It's a nice community mod that makes those changes you want to see. So, it is moddable, but the problem is it would have to be a community member. And because we are not game developers, generally speaking, our balance changes are not going to be as good as CA's. Even though CA is terrible. Even if it was better, right? Like, you would actually need someone that is good at game design, has no stakes in tournaments, and is just sitting there just grinding away on balance. They would also need a vast understanding of the game. Either that or you just accept that it's not going to be balanced. Because, like, here's the thing. No one's actually good at all the factions. So, like, how the crap am... If I, right, multiple-time world champion, am like, I don't know what to do with Lizardmen. Like, how am I gonna actually make sure it's balanced? You could balance it for fun, right? You can optimize for some interesting gameplay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll give it to Drissing. But yeah, you can optimize for interesting gameplay. But then also, if you do that, no one's going to play a mod. The problem, because CA, they've kind of cursed us. They work just hard enough to get us to keep playing the base game. Turin has said it himself too. He's like, yeah, if CA ever stopped working on multiplayer, yeah, he would think about getting some mods in. And I think that's when we would see adoption. But as it stands right now, honestly, if CA stops working on multiplayer, and then we just take over, is that what we do? Just full on execution? Just say screw it? Feed the community to the wolves? The problem is it would only help out this local community. Everyone else would have to start modding too, which is kind of cruel. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if that's what we want to do. Honestly, I would love it though. As a content creator first, tournament player second, I think Turin... Here's my idea, because I've been on councils before for balance, and it's dumb. I'm telling you guys right now, a council is the way you get the biggest rule set for the least reward, because everyone's constantly complaining with each other. It sucks, man. It sucks so bad. Because they're just constantly like, oh, but my faction's gonna suck. Oh no, we're gonna need to balance this. Oh, I have this minor thing I wanna add in. If you just gave the reins to Turin and he's like, man, I'm sick and tired of seeing Slaanesh. Slaanesh has been meta for 2 years now. And that's not a joke. Actually, maybe slightly less than 2 years. At least 1.5 years of just raw Slaanesh. I should not phrase things that way, but you know what I mean. And if Turin's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna hard nerf Slaanesh. Do it, man! End our suffering, please. Anyways, we have a match cover. Boom! It's an Archmage of Light. How interesting. Okay, so we got the Shems, we got the Net, we got the Book of Hoeth, and we got the Triple Mortar. Mortar. Alright, that's fun. The signs were there. Yeah. The insta-gib to Slaanesh. Yo, what's this? double Leviathan? Does he think he's still playing versus Betonia? What is this? This is like an actual anti-Betonia build taken against High Elves. My money is on Rogue AI here. I think Rogue AI dumpsters this. Now, technically, the Rotting Leviathans have 150 armor versus Shadow Warriors. I'm actually really interested to take a look at the Vigor, by the way. Because then I can get a good sense of what minute mark they start to lose armor. But even when they lose armor, it's still going to be above 100. So I don't think Shadow Warriors are going to do much to them anyways. What is going to be very nice, though, look at that stealth. Armor of the Stars. So we're going to see a little Lord come over here. This is a very common new meta strategy. Newish, where you just invis yourself, and then you go over here and you just get a sick spell cast. End a moment now, and we'll see the gems. It's a very good spell. Very good versus low entity count armored infantry. And there it is. So he just has to make sure this artillery piece doesn't dismount, and he's good. Gets spotted by the zombies. They finally looked up. And interesting that we don't see it. Alright, gonna get in range of the handguns. This is grounds for a misplay. Pulls back. He's gonna re-enter stealth, so that's fine. But this is a bit of a misplay. Shadow Warriors should not be visible right now, so I don't know how these artillery pieces are doing so much. They can dodge, though. Rotting Leviathan has armor, but death by 1,000 needles is definitely a thing. And there are more than 1,000 archer shots in here. But does he respect the mortars? I think we're seeing some disrespect. Rogue AI looks at the mortars and is like, I don't care, man. You shoot at me. I'ma dodge it. Or maybe he just thinks shooting Silastra is more important. I don't know. That Shems didn't really do too much. As it stands, though, triple mortar, they also have 2 bronze chevrons each. That makes them slightly more accurate. And a good amount more expensive. I don't know how I feel about that. In fact, they're actually friendly firing. The friendly fire on the deckhands. That's unfortunate. Don't know how I feel about that one. And, yeah, okay, so the mortars have almost gone negative value so far. With the 2 chevrons, they cost about 660-ish gold. That's about, that's a unit of Wrathmongers, basically. A little unfortunate to see. The Vampire Coast do get into a fight. Vigor, still very high. You can see the Shadow Warriors, so we were talking about Vigor decreases. Winded. It starts out as a speed reduction. And, yeah, and melee attack goes first. So this is kind of how it starts. You hit this very quickly. A charge, a little bit of combat, a little bit of archer fire, and that Vigor is going to go down. But it's not a massive disruption, right? These guys still do the same amount of damage. And slowly... Holy crap, yeah, I just noticed Cav Flank. Whoa, what is this? Mega Cav Flank? Oh my gosh. Adler looks away for a second, but Rogue AI pulls the tricksy Hobbits' play. Mega Charge, which means both artillery pieces that cost 660 gold each are actually gonna get taken to Pound Town. That is a mega loss. That might have just ended the game right now. I think the only way High Elves lose this is if these guys run out of ammo before they can kill the Leviathans. Leviathans may pose a pretty big issue, but this is such a massive loss for Vampire Coast that I don't know if they'll be able to recover. Reavers is still alive too, and if they kill the 3rd mortar, I think that's just so crazy. Leviathan's gonna push up. You can see its HP is about the same as the ammo on the Shadow Warriors, so that means they will eventually kill the Leviathan. Just give it a bit of time. Crux of a build gone in the blink of an eye. Yeah, poetic. Dang, the going, the crumbling. Oh, jeez, the minus 31. They don't crumble faster until they hit minus like 50. Though I think they are about to. No, not quite. They might even stabilize. Remanning the artillery piece gives them a bit more HP, so they're going to stick around a little harder, but this is definitely very sus. I'm telling you guys right now. Rotting Leviathan doing its best to dodge. This one will go down, this one will live. High Elves just need something that can kill Leviathans. Wow. And the Oceanids. I can't believe it. Does he not know that these guys have aquatics? Fun fact, aquatic does not help you versus Oceanids, but I think it should. I think that'd be hilarious. Bonus versus water damage specifically. And just make aquatics more of a mechanic. Wouldn't that be jokes? Summon the ocean is, you just start swimming in it. Unfortunately, not today. They're gonna be here slapping around the Nurgle. Getting a little bit of damage. I wonder how they'll do versus this guy. I will say that Shems was certainly very good. Shems is a very good spell. Very, very good spell. You nerf one damage spell, everyone starts using missile spells. Although it's a nice mix right now. I think we just gotta get buff spells there. You can see the Oceanids are actually holding really well. Dang, is this a solution? I will say Oceanids do give High Elves quite a bit more to work with nowadays. You get maps that make aquatic matter first. There's a very popular Nurgle map that actually has some pretty sick aquatics on it. Unfortunately, no one really uses it. Because Vampire Coast needs flat terrain to function with their guns. And that matters so much more than aquatics that, yeah, you just don't see it. One Crabbo goes down. Haunter, suffering. The Oceanids are having the time of their lives, but 2 archers are out of ammo. The remaining ones will not be able to kill the Rotting Leviathan, and Vampire Coast do have a triple cap, which certainly puts a good amount of pressure on them High Elves, doesn't it? Oceanid staying power is amazing, though. Now, the handgunners will still do a decent amount of damage to them. 50% resist to missile fire is good, but missile fire is just so high DPS that you still don't really want to get shot up. So, you can see they're kind of getting worked on. I think 1 gunnery mob's not going to kill them, though. It's going to have to be 2. And if he runs into line of sight issues, mayhaps we will see some trouble. Mayhaps. Mayhaps. Though right now they're still getting shot up. Look at these gunnery mobs. Yeah, 1,700 value. Are you kidding me? That's insane for a handgun unit. Final Mortar does bite the dust, by the way. Got no value. I will say, High Elves got a massive lead in the backfield, but the mid-game fight is not going nearly as well. Gotta remember, not all the value is tracked, though, because crumbling damage does not get considered for the gold damage value. But overall, I'd say High Elves don't have that much capture weight compared to the coast. If they get on the point, they're just going to get shoved off, right? But Oceanids finally get on top of the handguns, so they're not going to get shot to death. Lord is going to live. Non-zero chance here that the Oceanids hard carry, actually. It really depends on their staying power, but the double zombie summon, there you go. Double gunnery mob has arrived. So these are the pistol dudes. The damage is pretty good versus the Oceanids, because they don't have armor piercing. So they're just as good as a handgun unit, but significantly cheaper. Oceanids are still grinding, though. Until they start getting shot, it's gonna be a solid grind. I think High Elves are actually kind of starting to fall behind, though. I think they just did not have an answer to the Rotting Leviathans, which is kind of rough. I think if you just gave High Elves something to kill the Rotting Leviathans, things go well. Oceanids now, though, are getting shot up by the pistols. Are we actually gonna see a High Elf loss after such a massive, like, losing a Wrathmonger's amount of gold for basically nothing? That's just like losing your queen in chess, okay? Most of the time, you should not be able to come back from that. But oh my goodness, one Oceanid bites the dust. Clock's ticking very rapidly, too. That ain't good. Silostra's still alive. The Lord's weakened. I can't believe it. Is Adler gonna pull it through? Shadow Warriors will likely have to be desummoned. And look at this blob, man. Not a very pretty blob. Night Terrors have that healing. You gotta get the deeps on them to actually break them. But the damage ain't here. Archers are completely out of ammunition now. I think they might have wasted too many shots on the Leviathans. Maybe they could have killed everything else. It really feels like there's nothing, though. Gets another Shems. Are you really gonna kill this in the next 2 minutes, though? I don't think so. I think desperation plays are coming on in. Silostra trying to die. Trying to give the High Elves a chance by overcasting. But, maybe it's worth it. Silostra can be resummoned, but if these guys rout off, it's just over for the High Elves. Lord's looking pretty rough, too. Lions get countercharged by the dogs. Who did it better, the good boys or the kitty cats? Honestly, the war lions are kind of crumping. But with the night terrors we were charging, that's just going to be a terror route. Lord finally gets shot up. And Adler. Adler takes the win with the distraction mortars, yeah. The mega distraction mortars, I can't believe it. White lions are terror routed. And despite some very nice plays from Rogue AI, I think he just didn't have enough to punch through that thick rotting Leviathan armor. You can see it is now debilitated, by the way. Minus 37 armor. So it does start to kick in towards the very late game. But 113 armor is basically the same as 150. Don't misunderstand me. This is still an insane amount of armor. Charge bonus is reduced. Melee defense. You can see melee defense doesn't go down that much. It's mostly the melee attack. Oh, there you go, GG. I almost said High Elves take the win. Vampire Coast takes the win against all odds. Did not get... How? What is this? So somehow, some way, Vampire Coast managed to win. And no unit, literally not a single unit, except for Silostra, paid for themselves. I don't know how they did that. Mr. Adler, you crazy mad lad. How did he do that? That's crazy. No value. The actual no value play style. Obviously, most of the value came from these guys. Oh my goodness. This one handgun unit, I think, just deleted the Oceanids. Dogs did pretty decent. This guy, oh man, like almost nothing got value though. It's seriously just the gunnery mob and this guy. I think most of the value was lost from these guys using their ammo. I think that's how they got their value back. Because the Shadow Warriors couldn't do anything after. Dang, man. Yeah, that's wild. How'd these guys do? Yeah, okay. Summoned units. Oh yeah, Silostra did get some good cavalry summons. So Silostra definitely paid for herself. Like 3 times over, actually. That's crazy. Still, though, despite that, like, the mortar should still set her back. It's crazy. He just outlasted the High Elves. Well. Yeah, the 0 value tech. Crab supremacy. Not one Phoenix guard. I don't think they'd be able to catch the Leviathans, though. I would personally say if you're High Elves, you should have at least... If you don't have armor piercing, you should consider a metal caster in reserve on foot. You can just summon them in if they have a rotting Leviathan and just blitz them with the archers. Though at 150 armor, it's pretty hard to punch through still. Realistically, I would say High Elves should just always run Eltharion as their big SE duelist. But who would expect a double crab, though? That's fairly uncommon. The mortars are just bait? What do you mean? How does that work? Congratulations. So you're making it to the finals. You're going to wait on your opponent. Let's take a look-see. Your opponent is going to be the winner of Oler Grawl and Big Bees. Alright. Let me know when done. Winner faces Adler. Alright. Should they even cared about the Leviathans? It's not like they were racking up kills. So, the Leviathans, if left to their own devices, they will rack up kills. It's Big Bees versus Adler. Dang. Very hype. Okay, you can message them and get into lobby. But yeah, if you just straight up ignore the Leviathans, they'll just crump you, man. The reason they didn't get value is because they were being respected, not because you should disrespect them. It's like a guy with like you know, with like a tiny knife, right? You gotta really make sure you don't get too close. Oh, yeah, Fireborn would have been nice. He was trying to kill the Leviathans with Shadow Warriors, which is slightly suboptimal. I think he still played it really well. But, yeah. No Eltharion. No Eltharians. Rough. Vampire Coast, the rule of thumb, you always have to run a bit of armor piercing for crabs. Because if you get too used to them taking no armor, they'll just switch it up and then you're dead. You can also take normal archers. They'll have more ammo than your Shadow Warriors. Is 10 archers in the starting army? Kind of just forgot that they could send Cav through the forest. Ah, yeah. I see what you mean, Adler. Yeah, so the build, the mortars were there to counter a different build. Obviously, it was still a misplay losing them, but you didn't need them, man. The double Leviathan just sucker punched them. Oh my gosh. Love seeing a Leviathan win, by the way. Not super often. Though a lot of Coast players do actually... they trend towards Crab. Much like real evolution. Everything converges to Crab. One day we'll see the mass gun playstyle again. If CA fix the ranged play, man. That's all they gotta do. If units can pivot and shoot faster, it's back. We're gonna have ranged only streams again. I'm trying to think of though. What is an armor piercing high elf unit that can kill a Leviathan that isn't your lord, like an actual unit? Technically, Sisters of Avalorn. I think a Sisters of Avalorn actually would have done pretty well there. Funnily enough, I don't think it's the answer though. Not when there's 3 mortars and you might not always get the free Wrathmonger's amount of money. It grabs all the way down. But yeah, I don't think Sisters are the way. Hey, Vogue, hello. Obviously Eltharion is the way. I just want to know what the other option is. What other forces? A sea elemental maybe? A noble? That doesn't seem right. Should just bring a metal caster. So metal caster will get it down to 90 armor. It's not bad. I think if you're going Shadow Warrior kite and you have a metal caster, it will probably suffice. Enough to kill the crabs. 90 armor is high, but it's not gonna... You're still gonna die. That's the most important thing. I think it, like, for the Shadow Warriors, you're actually multiplying their damage by, like, 5 times. With Plague of Rust against crabs. 5x the damage. Insane. Yeah, Phoenix Guard will never get in the fight. Though technically they are armor piercing. Just trying to think. Surely there's something else. Sky Cutters? Sky Cutter Bolt Thrower? Maybe just a normal Bolt Thrower? You know what, actually? A normal Bolt Thrower can be really annoying for Coast. Because what are they going to do? Push into your backline with a Leviathan? Handmaiden hero? I haven't seen a handmaiden in ages, man. I've seen fewer handmaidens than I've seen crystal sanctuaries. Oh my gosh. Dude, high elves definitely win the lottery of worse units. Yeah, I went 3-3 Pope Patty. Nurgle wasn't strong enough. Yeah, seriously though, high elves? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what? They got the Foot Lore Master. They got the Mist Mage. They got the Handmaiden. What else do they have? The only thing that kind of cooks was Nobles, but then they got nerfed. Ever since they nerfed Chariots, and now Nobles don't even cook. Am I missing something? If I am, that's truly the worst. I think Fireborn are probably decent versus crabs, though I don't know. The way impact damage works, the Fireborn might get murdered. I'm not entirely sure. They're also kind of expensive, but if one Fireborn can kill 2 crabs, it's worth. This is going to be Coast versus Wood Elves, by the way. Yeesh. So, it's the mortar build. A couple chevrons to make them slightly better. I like the gunnery whites, because you can scab scrap. But this is not a very mobile build. I would personally say, if Wood Elves play this perfectly, if both players just became insane at micro, I would say Wood Elves win. Because technically, a good enough player can dodge mortars at anything further than, like, you know, 1/4 of their range. Like, if the mortars are here and your units are here and you get hit, that's technically just a misplay. Now, that is very difficult, but if you can even do half of that, partial dodges, it's actually still a very, very big advantage for the Wood Elves. And there's not a lot of plays to save it. Now, maybe we see some dogs in reserve. You often see that. The counterplay to that, to the counterplay, is you summon some Glade Riders and just keep them close to your archers. Don't let them die. This is a Dark Spellweaver, by the way. Very good versus Coast because of Doombolt to snipe Lords, but opting for the Blade Wind instead. So we're not going to see a Silostra 2-tap. That's probably because when Vampire Coast is presented with the option of having one Silostra or two Silostras, they typically take two. So it's not like she's the best thing to snipe, because you're just giving her another free Ghost full armor-piercing cavalry unit. That's insane. Honestly, I think I would not mind if they removed Lord Resummoning from the game, but I can live with it staying in. Honestly, I'm getting too old, man. I'm almost 30. I'm almost 30. I can start saying that. He says to his audience of like 30% people older than 40. But seriously though, I can't be bothered anymore, man. Just do whatever you want, CA. Do whatever you want. I give up. Anyways, this is pretty good though. What did the White King, the Gunnery Whites have though? Okay, so they do have more powder. I don't know if this is super useful in this build, but if you use it maximally effectively, you get to enjoy that 30% damage increase for longer. You can also just use it on the Gunnery Whites, and they'll just permanently have 33% more. Oh no, it comes packed in, right? You can't get rid of this ability. It's free. Unlike Empire, which you have to pay for. Alright, so interesting overall. We got a wide line of infantry. And the Vampire Coast playstyle is basically like, yeah, I'm going to capture the points, and I am going to present you a test. Can you dance the dance? Can you walk the walk? Looking right at you, Big B's. Looking into his soul. Alright, sorry, just some messages. But yeah, he's giving him the skill check. Vampire Coast, slow march. As they scuttle forwards. Look at these guys. Doing their best shamble. Very nice. Whoops. They're obviously very slow though, so Wood Elves will get the first captures. And the question is, how well can these archers be defended? So, if you think about it, one Dryad doesn't actually uptrade very well to the deckhands. These guys are just so cheap that they'll just uptrade almost everything. So the only way you can get the DPS in to clear an undead army is to shoot them. The entire game rests on the shoulders of these archers. Literally, as that is where their quivers are. For now though, the planet's safe. There's no big rush. It's more about them living than them shooting immediately. See, the dodging is going pretty well too. Big B's doing well. I think the Damn Knights Errant. That's these guys. Yeah. I think they have a really high potential to cook. Having played this matchup a few times, if you're not ready for it, and you don't have the cavalry to defend your backfield, very easy to just lose everything. And then you're sad. You lose all your archers, and then what? You're just going to fight zombies all day. But Vampire Coast trades up in melee. It's terrifying. Even against Dryads, who typically are insanely good at uptrading for the price. Interesting that we see deck dropper bombers too. So this Vampire Coast build is very much so a come at me bro build. And the Wood Elves are saying, no, no, screw you. I got my capture points. I don't have to worry. I got loads of dudes over here. I'm gonna stand my ground because domination is a control point game. And the thing about controlling points, it's called control, not, you know, not hugging, right? I couldn't think of the right analogy, but generally speaking, you control the points by controlling space. You don't control the points by actually having to sit on it most of the time. That's obviously how you capture the point, but you can see he's taking damage. Taking lots of damage just by sitting on it. So, not exactly super comfortable for Vampire Coast. And the Wood Elves are like, hell yeah, I'm just gonna capture it right back. You think you're gonna hold this for longer than 2 seconds? Boom. Instant Dryad. On the point. And Vampire Coast, they shed a single tear. Or they would if they could. For they have taken free damage. Silostra, angrily, look at that, single tear. Shoots it in the direction of the Glade Guard, whiffs it. So far, I would say Big B's playing this extraordinarily well. Mr. Big B's doing fine. Look at this, not overextending. We still got a late game to play. Whoopsie daisies, spoke too soon. Little bit of deeps. Oh my goodness. Big B's, why? Cast a curse, perhaps. Straight up loses a full archer unit. What are you doing, man? I'm trying to hype you up. Well, there you go. Mistakes happen. That's what I'm saying. No one's perfect, though. Honestly, up until this point, Big B's is playing this extraordinarily well. Extraordinarily well. Bring back Sartosa Free Company? Dude, Free Company would be sick. Now, Vampire Coast, obviously, they're going to have to start pushing forwards. The typical push timing for build-up strategies is 500 tickets. That's like the average. Any higher than the average, and you gotta feel like you really are never gonna give up the points. And Vampire Coast seem to be of that mind. In fact, they are capturing the second point pretty fast. So if you think about it, if Vampire Coast capture this point, and they don't lose both points for the rest of the game, well, how do you do? You've won. It takes, 750 tickets, right, for a double cap to win. And Vampire Coast certainly have the capture weight for that. Mortars are shelling. As things get more complicated, it gets harder to dodge mortar shots too. No Blade Wind cast yet, though. At this point, it looks like it will be captured. Now, if this point gets held, if Wood Elves go the extra effort to win on a 1 cap, that would actually be a massive lead for them. But basically, what Big B's is worried about is that they're just going to lose and get army wiped. Like, they're just going to win by army wiping. And that's understandable when you have this many mortars. Alternatively, they just feel really confident that they can army wipe the Vampire Coast. Also potentially true. And we'll see. Mortars paid for themselves yet? 200 gold. Each of these costs about 660. 100 gold. 400 gold. The one that hit the archer. And 200. So they've paid off about a quarter of their value. Scab Scrat kind of whiffs, though. Scab Scrat can one-shot Glade Guard, so that's a little unfortunate. Now the Lord is taking damage. Man, I'm not feeling so good about Adler, guys. If I had to start putting my bets down. I'm not a professional caster. I can put bets down on players. I would say I think Big B's is gonna win this one. It just feels like Big B's has the works. Tactically, Big B's is playing this really smartly too. By holding this low ground point, they're really not pressured. The only thing I could see getting a little sus is that in the late game, Vampire Coast can resummon guys very fast. But there is a weird finesse to waiting for Vampire Coast. There's actually a super high level tactic that Big B's might be employing here. Because the best unit on the roster is the Deckhand Mob. So what if you stall your engagement and you don't fight? Because if you fight normally, they're just going to resummon these guys. But if you wait until the late game, can they resummon them? No, they're going to have to start summoning garbage, right? Vampire Coast doesn't have that many good units. They really, really want to get as many of these guys as possible. So it's kind of like he's killing 5 deckhand mobs for free. Same with the halberd variants. Same with the halberd variants, guys. So, I would say... Oh, and look at that. The point defense. Big bees. Big bees. Oh my goodness. Doing the Vampire Coast dirty today. Doesn't mean it's over yet. A lot of misplays to be had, but... Tactically speaking, it's not bad. I do think the mortars are starting to rack up the damage, though. We're seeing a few more misplays here. 200 gold. 750. Wow, that climbed up fast. 300. And 300 here. So, a little bit of a misplay on the mortar front. I don't like that. I might even desummon these guys if you're really playing a stall strat. Just desummon them, bring them back at full ammo. Full damage capacity. He does lose this point, too. Now I'm getting a little worried, right? You got like way more infantry here. This army's massive. And Vampire Coast kind of had to hold the 2 points to win. So it's a little sketchy. Now if Big B's captures these super fast, then I think they're still on track to win. But now it's getting a little bit more sketchy, right? I think this attack was a little slow. You typically want to attack a little before you get triple capped. Unless you plan on waiting a long time. Yeah. You think he waited a bit too long? I think maybe. The wait... It starts getting diminishing returns when you get triple capped. Spellweaver of Dark Magic, don't lose her. Don't lose her. Oh, we're seeing a focus fire. Double gunnery white. She gets routed. Is she gonna get plonked? Oh my goodness. Not the mega misplays. Not like this. Again, though, Adler with the artillery in the backfield, getting massacred. Yeah, I think he would have wanted to desummon that, but first capture point is taken. So the way the tickets line up right now, if Wood Elves can hold onto a second capture point for even a little bit, they will be able to claim victory. Cav Summon gets brought in. We'll see how well that does. Gonna do a good amount of damage to these War Dancers. But Wood Elves have some plays to make. Wild Riders are here. They're gonna be bullying some Scurvy Dogs. That's some really good trading for sure. Wild Hunters of Kurnos, dang, straight into the depth guard. Most elite infantry for the Vampire Coast being disrespected by the charge. We'll see if staying in the fight actually hurts him, though. And he's going to Psycho Charge. Honestly, not bad. That's a solid, almost 500 gold value on the depth guard. Just from that one charge. I'd say that's worth. Not bad in the slightest. Wild Riders, though, only doing okay-ish versus the dogs. Now the second one has been summoned. And the flank point not going so well. Honestly, I think that sudden value spike in mortar value might have just softened up the Wood Elf army too much. This is suddenly looking atrocious, I would say. Hot garbage even, mayhaps. This is looking really bad. Wood Elf suddenly... You can see the firepower is just not at the strength that it usually would be at. A lot of the melee fighting not going super well either. Killing the mortars is nice, but it's looking pretty rough. Looking pretty rough. I think if his archers didn't take so much damage, he could just shot these guys to death. Yeah, they got most of their like the mortars. They were actually at 0 value earlier. And then suddenly, Vampire Coast got 2,000 gold off the mortars when this fight was going on. I don't know, man. I didn't catch it at first, but now that I see it. Now that I see it, man. Holy value. A lot of them are doing well. That's a zombie pirate gunnery mob, but... Yeah, we just didn't really see the archer fire. Look at these guys. Not enough at Starfire Shaft. Down 500 gold, man. Oh, no. I think he just let his archers get super mulched. I think Adler's going to win it. Vampire Coast Supreme. I feel like it was pretty good for the Wood Elves in the early game. And then it just, like, completely fell apart. Maybe he should have just flanked. His Lord also took 1,000,000 damage. I think she only cast, like, 1 or 2 Blade Winds. Maybe he could have flanked. I don't know. Now I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. I think it's GG's, though. There's, like, nothing left, bro. Honestly, if he just kept dodging the mortars for a bit longer, drain them of ammo, or maybe get that cav hit in the back while the fight is going so that they don't shoot you. Yeah, the mortars is still there, man. Dude. Dude. Just cannot get the dodges in. Oof. Oof, man, yeah. Early game advantage is good, but that mid-game fight went terribly. Absolutely terribly. Still well played, though, on both sides. I think the quad mortar can be really hard to dodge. Adler is also targeting and retargeting with them very aggressively to get maximum damage, make sure the unit is not moving so they get hit and all that. But yeah. Mr. Eagle with the steel chair. Do we see an eagle? Will we see you in Turn's tournament in 5 minutes? In 5 minutes? Turn's hosting in 5? Dang, maybe. I'll have to get off stream, but I think I might as well play it. I gotta actually practice, and since I won't be streaming, I can uber try hard. Why not? You know what? Let me take a look. Let me take a look. Tournaments, GG. The game's super over. Where is this tournament? Top 5 banned. Turn. Alright, so be it. What's this? It's an SFT. Alright. What should I play then? Well played, obviously, to Adler. Trizik, message me on Discord if you are able to help out with that. But I'll give the congratulations. Adler, congrats on the Vampire Coast win. Well played. I will say, Adler got the builds, man. Adler got the sick builds versus the archers. Look at that. Crazy value. Chaos Dwarves, Tomb Kings round 3. Redemption of the Tomb Kings, Batonia. I should play a faction that I actually like really want to learn and practice with. Alright, what do you guys think? Thank you, Trizik. Much appreciated. Let's see here. Top 5 are banned. So what are the top 5 factions? Slanesh, Norska, Wood Elves, Counts, and Beastmen. Oh, there's the list. Wait, is Chaos not on the list? Holy crap. I'm playing Chaos. I'm playing Chaos, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're like the only mega top tier faction that's not banned. Dude, I got the Bearmen. Oh, Bearmen are banned on Chaos. Whatever. I still have Hellstriders. And a Dreadmaw. Dude, give me 4 Hellstriders and a Dreadmaw and 6 Horsemen. It's easy win. Technically, that's not legal. 5 Horsemen and a Dreadmaw. Oh, man. Oh, that's just sick. Wrap it up, boys. Yeah, Warriors of Chaos. I can't believe they're not a top 5. How is Beastmen better than Walk, bro? Beastmen get Slongors. Chaos gets Hellstriders, man. They got the Hellstriders. They can take Horse Masters. Got the Dreadmarge. You got the Hell Cannon. Oh my goodness. It's just Norska with the Hell Cannon. Okay, yeah, you can't lean on the Bearmen, but I've been beating Wood Elves with Forsaken for like millennium, okay? Who cares about Wood Elves? You take these guys out. And then you got the best boy. Yo, we're gonna get a DLC soon. He's very excited for it. Crown of Domination, nobody breaks. Got Spirit Leech, Lord Snipe, Anti-Cav, Anti-Infantry. The guy's got everything. Don't take everything. Maybe you cut it like this. Maybe you cut it like this. But, yeah, Archie's sick. Oh my goodness. He's silly. Silly, I say. And then he has this garbage. Harry Hammerstorm. Yeah, look at that guy. Amazing. What a dude. He routs undead that are within 5 meters of his face. Terrifying, truly. But anyways, yeah, I'll play the tournament. But I will not be streaming it. Instead, we shall be sending all of you guys to Turn. Enjoy, enjoy. I will see you guys later and probably on Turn stream. But for now, I bid you adieu. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye and peace.